of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
BoxingVoice.com. No matter what nobody say, man, spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects. BoxingVoice.com. How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app. BoxingVoice.com. I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
BoxingVoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. Hashtag TBV podcast, wherever hashtags are used. And we are back with a very jam-packed show. We're going to be discussing Gervonta Tank Davis and whether or not his time with Mayweather Promotions is coming to an end since the recent, I guess, back and forth between Tank, Floyd Mayweather, and Devin Haney. Second topic on today's discussion is going to be Tyson Fury's co-trainer and I believe cousin Andy Lee that believes Wilder should be more aggressive in the trilogy. Is this genuine advice or is it a setup to have Wilder fight in a certain way and already have the answer? Topic number 3 is be afraid to lose to the best in Demetrius Andrade, because if you lose, you know, it's to the best in Demetrius Andrade. Topic number 4 is going to be Sean Showtime Porter.
Froze for like 20 seconds.
Sean Showtime Porter and the fact that now he's pulling back on this potential fight with Terrence Crawford. He's saying that, well, we'll give you the details as to what he's saying. But stick around. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1. One time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget to add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. Let's head on out to our rotating panel of co-hosts, definitely hailing from around the world today. Let's head on out to the one co-host without an intro, Coach Mitty, hailing from London. What's going on? By way of France, right? Or is it by France, way of London? I don't know. What's going on, Coach?
Hey, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Coach. Yeah. So, Coach Mitty, happy to be here with you guys, and definitely happy to give you the voice from across the pond. I'm from France, but living in the UK for now 20 years, so you can say I'm from the UK.
Definitely. Let's head on out to New Jersey's own.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Legs to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match.
Yeah, you're here with us, flagship day. Got my man Coach Mitty on, man. Coach Mitty worked me real crazy today, man. Had me doing a lot of stuff that I haven't done in a while, man. Had me sweating. You know, Coach Mitty, he knows his stuff, man. I'm talking about from the technical to the exercising part, man. So I'm a little sore. But yeah, Tank Davis, man. Time may be ending. Who knows? Where does he go from there? Does he sign with another promoter? Does he stay free agent? There's a lot of stuff that can happen. I think that he goes all the way with Mayweather. I still believe that relationship is there. Some of this stuff is just it's just a way to like ruffle people's feathers. And yeah, Anthony is right. gots to, man. You gots to fight aggressive. But yeah, man, my man Cash, what's up, man? I like that shirt.
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I saw the fight too.
Stay focused, stay working my jab. You know my fundamentals. As you saying, right? Boxing voice.
Because if he comes to fight, then I'm going to have to look for him, man.
I saw the fight too.
I think you accurate.
I think you are accurate, Coach Mitty. Is from France, England, but I'm drinking the Ireland Guinness in a glass. What sticks out to me the most in these hot topics, Tank Davis will always have to circle back, even when his contract expires, to be part of a Mayweather promotion. So that's kind of cool. And Porter pulling back on Crawford. Damn, has he been slacking on the Mac end of the training? So that's where I'm at with it, you know, aka the Casual Fan, TBV _ Casual Fan on Twitter. Follow me there. And shout out to everybody who's bought those Crawford shirts from me. I have your names. I'll say it later on in the show.
Yeah, man. Let's get right into it, man. Like you said, Tank Davis, he brings them out. I actually watched the content that he created on his YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys are aware, but he's got his own YouTube channel. And he made a pretty good video. It's a part 1 and 2 videos on kind of like the build up to his last fight, him being in Atlanta, the media workout, you know, everything like that. Production, love it. The video, behind the scenes stuff on him, love it. They showed him swimming. Kid's got a really nice smile. They showed him choosing his outfit for the day. And Richardson Hitchens, you know, somebody who's a friend of the show, he's like, yo, you can't wear the chinchilla. It's too hot. He's like, nah, it's going to be cool tonight. It's going to be cool tonight. So you can see he's like really, you know, dying to throw on this chinchilla. His friends trying to tell him it's too hot. He's like, nah, it's going to be all right at night. It's the chinchilla. You can wear the chinchilla anytime. And I hear him, man. But outside of his fashion and the flashy Lamborghini and the matte black that he exposed on the YouTube video, yeah, man, Tank seems like, I guess from outside looking in, it seems like he and Mayweather may be parting, man. Mayweather's been taking some shots at him. I mean, you know, you go to Mayweather's Twitter, or excuse me, Instagram, and I'm going to paraphrase while I pull it up, but he says something like, this is why I love Devin Haney. You know, I just don't know, man, if he should be taking it that far. Like, if you want to train with Devin, that's cool. But to use Devin as an example for fighters in your own stable, I don't know if that's ruffling the feathers. But I quote from Floyd, and let me actually just go ahead and screen share for you guys. It says, let me zoom in a bit for you. Bang, 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 bang. So he says, the thing I like about real Devin Haney is that he is willing to do whatever it takes to be great. And I encourage all young fighters to do the same. Now, this is just one of many little shots that, you know, he's taken on Tank, right? Like, we have seen Tank come back out and say, like, look, both of you guys are opposition. I'm ready to fight. You know, Floyd included. Tank isn't happy. He also came out and said, look, I've been doing my own thing without you. So why stay with Mayweather Promotions if, you know, obviously you're going back and forth with your promoter, and they just don't look happy? Am I reading too much into it? Or, you know, do this couple seems bad? Oh, Enrique got a haircut?
Yeah.
Nah, I did it myself.
Oh, you looking young again.
My clippers showed up, and I was like, I actually think I zeked myself. You know, I just went under there and stuff. But, yeah, Tank Davis, man, he doesn't look happy. According to all the back and forth on social media, obviously he's not happy. And Devin Haney is like the dream child, golden goose promised to any promotion. Anybody would sign him if he's available to be signed. Am I wrong? Am I right? You know, Tank is known as the wild, loose cannon, erupting anywhere, anytime, in front of anyone. and he proved it. But as far as Haney and the relationship with Floyd, I do sense a little bit of bitterness. I saw Floyd's video walking Haney through the mansion, showing him diamond-studded belts. We never saw that with Tank Davis. So,
but outside of the beef that I'm trying to point out, Coach, is it time for Tank to just move on anyway? Has Mayweather not made him a big enough star in all the time that he's been promoting him?
Yeah, I think so. And looking at it from across the pond, right? To me, it seems like a little bit like O'Hara Davis like situation. If you look at Tank Davis and the way he's like a little bit volatile as a fighter and looking for the kind of attention, and his relationship with his manager early on doesn't seem to be a good one. And I do believe, if things aren't working out so well, then it might be time to move on. And he has enough of like a pulling power for him to go to another promoter, and maybe an Al Heyman on the PBC side can scoop him and make him a bigger star, right? The problem is the guy is too volatile, and I don't know if people want to take a risk with him, right? And that's really the problem. That's why I'm comparing him to O'Hara Davis on our side of the pond. Not talking about the skills in the ring, but just the type of the character.
Wait, but he's already with Al Heyman, right? That's his advisor.
He is with Al, but he got to shake Floyd.
And Floyd directs him, right? Floyd bolsters him, or Floyd commercializes him. So where does he go to get a better, what do you call those, megaphone than Floyd in boxing? Like, who has the louder megaphone in boxing?
I hear you, but I don't think Floyd has a louder megaphone because he has a big megaphone when it comes to himself. He shouts for himself. He doesn't really shout for anyone else, really, right?
Not really, but recently he has two fighters, Rolly and Devin Haney.
Devin Haney is not his fighter, though. I don't know what
Devin
he's trying
Haney
to achieve
isn't
with
his
that. That's
fighter.
the problem.
And the thing is this, Coach, like, if you're Mayweather, should you really be out here romancing the stones with Devin Haney, getting your biggest star upset before his first pay-per-view? Like,
no, I don't think you should do that. I don't think that's proper practice to do it. Although we spoke before about the relationship between Floyd and Devin Haney, and it's cool for them to train and to be friends, but for him to just try to poke at Tank using Devin is not right, because he's not even profiting financially from the successes of Devin Haney. So he should be pushing Tank much more, trying to do the best he can do for his fighters, unless he wants to get rid of that relationship. That's the only thing I can think of. And Tank also does seem like he wants to get rid of that relationship. And that's not the first time. We seem to be talking about it every 3 or 4 months or so. You know what I mean? So I think it might be time for them to move on, right? So
nasty. Really quick, just to give you some more Mayweather on, Gervonta or taking shots, and I quote, "You want to be the best? I'm going to show you how," Mayweather said to Haney. I mean, again, if Doomy's my promoter and this successful fighter, why is he telling my competition, or in Gervonta Davis's words, the opposition, the op, how to be the best? Come tell me how to be the best. Is Doomy froze or he fell asleep? Were you there? You alive?
I'm listening to you.
I didn't see you moving.
That's what it looks like when you listen, bro.
I'm just listening to everything you're saying, because like Floyd Mayweather is also good friends, we know, with Devin Haney, so this could be just some like big brother stuff, and Gervonta just taking it that way, or he might just be tired of the lack of not living the life. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney is more comparable to Floyd than Gervonta is as far as living that life. I never really seen, Devin ever miss weight or, be out there super, partying or around a party crowd. I don't know. What I do know is that Gervonta whichever way he decides to go, he's going to be a success. I mean, Eddie Hearn will scoop him up quick.
No, but I think you're touching on it, right? I think you're right? So it does seem that it's Floyd that has a problem with the way Tank is conducting himself, right? And he's trying to give him a message or something. And that's the only reason why I just looked and I tried to think hard. Who do we have on our side of the pond that behaves like this? What kind of relationship we've seen in the past? And the name that came straight away is Orara Davis. Like, whenever Eddie Hearn got the opportunity to get rid of someone who doesn't necessarily live the life or who's, pushing too many buttons in the wrong way, then he got rid of him, right? So, and
speaking
that's
of
what it
getting
sounds
rid
like
of,
to me, right?
totally off topic, but kind of with topic we're talking about getting rid of. We're talking about Eddie Hearn, and Charlie Edwards is no longer with Eddie Hearn. I never understood you UK guys that flip-flop from Frank Warren to Eddie. Like,
they're the only two, right? So we're talking about two big names. Like, in terms of like big shows, big promoters in the UK, if you're a guy that is going for European title, world title, there are only two places you can be. Matchroom or Queensbury Promotions, right? So those are the only two. And Eddie is the one who's got the momentum right now. And if you're not cool with him, then you're gonna go to Frank.
Yeah, but why wouldn't Charlie Edwards be cool with Eddie? I mean, Eddie even somehow, like, the day was saved. Edwards was supposed to lose to Eddie Reynoso's fighter, didn't. Eddie helped him move up, and now you leave Eddie?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, didn't Eddie signed? Is it like Martinez? Like, that's Martinez, right? That's bit Charlie Edwards.
Y'all derailed of Tank Davis, but go ahead.
No, I think like that's what it is. Like, so Eddie kind of realized that, okay, maybe that's as far as he could get in terms of getting a title in that weight class. It doesn't make sense to have like a rematch. He signed the guy who beat him and is maybe pushing him a bit more than Charlie Edwards, right? So what's next for Charlie? Maybe nothing much. Business-wise, he couldn't offer him what he wanted. Then you got to try your luck somewhere else, right? So you just go to Frank. That's the alternative.
Let me bring it back.
And I want to fight.
I was going to say, let's bring it back there, because Shill Killer is saying, instead of telling people the truth and pointing out the fact that Tank is acting like a jealous female, Ness trying to spin it and say Floyd was taking shots at Tank. And not one example of any shots being taken. I just gave two examples.
All right, cool. Now, so listen to this. So I was like, you said maybe you're looking at too much. I was like, damn, maybe Tank Davis is overanalyzing the relationship of Floyd Mayweather. And, Floyd Mayweather being like,
you can't overanalyze those words, Cash. It's like you my shirt guy.
After the overanalyzing,
dog, you my shirt guy. You my shirt guy. If all of a sudden right now live, I'll be like, shout out to Coach Mitty, he the best shirt dude out here. You gonna take it some type of way.
I might call you and be
I'm literally placing orders with you, but I'm going to promote Coach Mitty?
Right.
Nah, bruh. It's not right.
What if, right, Tank Davis, right, and let's just parallel it with boxing. What if Tank Davis missing weight 2 times was taken, a certain way by his promoter? What if him dedicating his life to more motorcycle than training was, looked at by his promoter? Maybe they had those conversations. And on the flip side, Devin Haney, who trains all the time, Coach Mitty, who's always printing, always putting the dedication, putting out all those shirts. Why should I feel a certain way? I should motivate me.
That's a good point.
Let's just think about something. Publicly, these two are public figures, and millions of people are watching. Right? They got reputations to keep, and it's not looking good for Gervonta, man. We just got to be honest to that. Yeah, he might be playing a big brother role and trying to trick him, or somehow push him into being more dedicated by telling the other guy he giving him a pat in the back. But I think it's just it's a little disrespectful.
I mean, you could
it's a little
say
disrespectful, and that's honest, right? That's honest. I mean,
but you disrespecting the sport.
That's just explained it to you. If you got a shirt maker, if you're his main shirt maker, and then Coach Mitty all of a sudden comes through and he's saying, oh, Coach.
So now
it's feelings involved. What I'm trying to say. So
I understand, but
it don't look good. It don't look good out there.
if I'm disrespecting the process of making a shirt and Mitty's not, then go ahead, Coach Mitty, pick it up.
I hear what Enrique is saying, right? I think he's saying that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Casual, right? You're saying Mayweather, knowing the game the way he knows it, he can see that Tank has given him as much as he can give him, maybe, right? And he won't be able to push him as the champion he wants him to be. So maybe that's why, he's just like behaving this way. It's time for him to get rid of
So you think he's giving
Tank.
up on him?
Yeah,
maybe, right? That's what it sounds like, right? So you don't give up on a commodity that you think will give you much more success in the future, right? You don't just try to ruffle their feathers unless you're trying to get a reaction or something, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. Floyd has been in a game. He sees it, and he sees things that we don't. Maybe they speak. He gives him advice. You need to do this and that, and he doesn't see the right reaction. So he says, like, you know what? That's not my guy for the future. Maybe I need to start investing somewhere else, and maybe I need to start to sway Devin in my favor when his contract is up wherever he is. Maybe he's my guy. But that's all I've got to say on this.
So how about this for a big what if for everybody on the panel? Floyd Mayweather's so rich. What if Devin Haney's percentage means nada to him? What if the whole boxing game, being involved in it, is just an exciting thing to be around for him? Like, that keeps him alive and ticking. Hence why he became a trainer, because he wants to be around fighters. What if the change, the 20% or whatever his promoter's income is based off of the 1.5
Well, there's a quote that Haney said.
Nada.
There's a quote that Haney said him and Floyd have not discussed him training him full time. So there's no percentages right now.
I'm comparing the Tank income, under the banner. What if it means nothing to Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, so you're saying he's going for greatness?
I don't see how the Tank business means nothing, because anybody else, let me just give you some names. Tank Kassan to anyone else, or stay with Al and easily fight Vasyl Lomachenko, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Miguel Burchell, Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson, and Teofimo Lopez. We haven't seen Tank in with anything like that since he's been with Floyd.
But I think maybe Casual, and the way I'm reading what you're saying is that Floyd doesn't care about making big money with him. He wants to win with him. He doesn't want to be associated with a fighter that loses. Because he's doing it for the love of the game. He's got enough money. He doesn't really care about all that, right?
Yeah.
He wants a team of winners. Yeah, and
I think he wants the winning stable, He wants that. And again, he could sign Tank can go anywhere and make that money, but Floyd maybe doesn't like Tank personally. Like, it seems that way, It seems like it goes way back when he offered Tank to move to, or told him or suggested that he should move to Nevada, and it never happened.
Yeah.
So it's been a back and forth for a very long time.
And that's where that shot comes from. So my man, he ain't taking no shots, but what does saying that you love or admire, a person like Haney, who I quote, where is that? He said, the thing I like about Haney is that he is willing to do whatever it takes to be great. And I encourage all young fighters to do the same. So you don't think he's talking about willing to do whatever, relocate, come train with the champ?
Yeah, he is. That's all subliminals and all that, right? But I think that's what he's saying. But Floyd also has got to be careful. He has to remember that people evolve over time. I think Tank is still young, right? So, maturity comes into play. Different things can happen in life, and we all believe that he's talented. I don't know if he's beating the top guys like Vasyl and some of the other guys, right? But he can change his mindset. He can learn. He can learn through hardship. 2 years of not, 2 years of not getting anything.
Tank Davis is 25.
Yeah.
He's 25.
Oh, he's 25.
Yeah.
So that's not that young. So he needs to grow up pretty quickly.
Yeah. He just needs to. It ain't that bad. I mean, well, yeah, it's been a little bad, I guess, but he just got to tighten it up, man, because he's got that appeal. He's got that appeal, and if he does, I mean, how long is that contract for Mayweather Promotion stand for? How much longer?
I mean, look, if he's truly frustrated, I don't know the amount of years left, but if he's truly frustrated, he could always sit it out. He could just keep saying no to the fights and wait it out like Mikey.
Damn, but that's how long are you going to be saying no? I think that's not a good idea, right?
I mean, it didn't look like a good idea for Mikey, and I'm sure someone could find dozens of videos made on Mikey and articles that said he's wasting his prime years away, and then he came right back into the game, got to do business with Al Heyman, and got himself in, 2-3 title shots, defended one, unified, then moved up with a super pay-per-view. I mean, look, sacrifice is sacrifice. You can make that sacrifice for the betterment of your career, or you can stay where you at if you don't mind your situation. But let's move on to topic numero dos. Tyson Fury's co-trainer, Andy Lee, I believe is his cousin, right, Mitty? You're from out there. Now you have to have all the answers for anything across the pond because you're our UK guy now.
Hey, man, pressure. But yeah, they're definitely related, and I do believe that they're cousin. Not like long lost cousin or anything, like first cousins or something like that. So yeah.
Like immediate cousin, like mother and father related.
So look, I didn't want to jump back to Tank, but we got a late comment that I want to reply to. They said, "Come on, Ness, why say no to a payday?" Because that's the verbiage in a contract with a promoter. If I get you a fight, especially a big fight like Leo Santa Cruz, there's going to be a pay-per-view. It could be some verbiage in the contract that says it extends us. If I got you a title shot, especially a title shot like in the big fight with Leo Santa Cruz, there could be some verbiage in it that says because I got you another title shot, you sign with me another year, or it extends your contract. Listen, man, these contracts are serious, but that's it. No more going back. If you're out there, hit the thumbs up. How is it only 57 thumbs up? Oh, my God, don't be ridiculous. Hit the thumbs up. We're going to talk about Andy Lee. They are related, according to Coach Mitty. He's suggesting that Wilder should be more aggressive in the trilogy. Guys, is this genuine advice or is it a setup?
I think it's genuine, but I don't think boxing camps go by, outside sources of what they should do. So I'm definitely saying he may believe that's his outlook on it, or outtake, or perspective, but does Wilder really go by that? No.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, I really wanted him to be more aggressive on the inside. I was totally agreeing with that. He needs to be a little more aggressive. And look, if Tyson Fury comes at him the way he did again a second time, with being big and heavy and all that, he's going to have to be aggressive. He's going to have to be aggressive, and he's going to have good inside work, know how to fight as a smaller man. And even if he puts Tyson Fury on the back foot, he's got to know how to come in aggressively. I think that's very important because if he sits back and he allows Tyson Fury to think too much, Tyson Fury is the type of guy that can just, turn it around and then start being the boxer and then, start outpointing you. So I think he does need to be somewhat very aggressive.
Man, listen, those guys, the Furies and they're notorious for mind games, right? So they are very well known for mind games. They know what they're doing. Like, the advice makes sense. When we look at it, when you see someone who's been put on a back foot and been like beat up on for a few rounds and, the fight been stopped by TKO, you have to try something different. And that something different, they're saying, is just like go forward and be aggressive and, but I think that's a recipe for disaster for Wilder, right? Because you've seen how tired he was. You've seen how him being more aggressive will mean exerting more energy. In a lot of fights of Wilder that I've seen, I haven't seen him being very, very busy. I've seen him being patient and try to land that right hand, right? And the one time where he had to do things that he's not comfortable with and had to move a lot and everything, he got stopped. If he's trying to get aggressive, he's got maybe 2-3 rounds in him, and he's gonna be open to all kind of counters and all that.
But don't you think that's the old Wilder that you're thinking about coming back into the ring? Isn't this a new and improved 2.0 Wilder we're gonna get?
we haven't seen anything to suggest that, right? So all we can go by is his last fights and what he showed us before. He didn't give us any in between 2.0 or whatever, right? All we know is like he's MIA, right? So we don't know where he is. We haven't seen anything from him or heard anything from him, to be honest, right? So yeah, man, I think it's dangerous, right? If he goes in there and he's busy, maybe that's his only way to win. But also, I believe that it's almost a guaranteed recipe for disaster because he's going to be exerting a lot of energy and he is going to be open, very open, against someone who can counter pretty well and can defend pretty well, right? So, yeah, man.
I think he has to show his boxing ability. I think he has to be more technical. I think he has to use his power at times. And you know what fighters like to say, if I have that moment where I could take advantage of, I'm going to take it. And I think that's what, in a smart way, obviously, that Wilder has to do.
Got to get aggressive behind that jab, man. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You just get casual. You're just saying like the complete opposite of Andy Lee, right? So you're just basically saying that, hey, Wilder showed us that by being patient at times, and then people think that, oh, he's not really thinking and everything. He always managed to find that one punch like that against Ortiz. He was being outboxed. He was losing every round. But as the fight was going on, you could see him that, yeah, he's being outboxed. You don't know where he's going to find that punch from, but he was getting more and more comfortable. He was just sizing him up for that one shot, and he found it. So you have to give him credit for that. He did the same against Szpilka. Szpilka was outboxing him, but he found that shot that put him in hospital. He did that in a lot of his fights where he's taking his patience, and what he's doing is underrated, and he finds that big shots. When he can't do that, when he has to go for gusto, we see him being super wild. We're trying to see him like finish people. And we now know that, when he works at a pace that he doesn't like, he doesn't look that great, like from a stamina standpoint. So I think that's bad for him if he goes all out.
I think a lot is going to change. I think, me, I think I would put on weight. I think now they might be in their heads, right? Because now they have to play to Fury. It's like, damn, now we need to gain weight. And what if Fury doesn't come in heavy anymore? What if Fury decides to be the boxer now, and now you put on weight to be able to wrestle with this dude, and now you're just slower for the faster boxer? But I think that you got to counter some of the things that Fury did. You got to totally, put on some weight. You got to totally start running. You got to totally get in there with some guys that are going to lean on you, lay on you, and not respect you. Doomy knows, I've been going to his camps. There's a fear factor. You got to get people that aren't afraid to spar you, and push you. You need to be pushed. You need to be pushed.
I won't say it was a fear factor. I seen them go at it in the gym against guys. I seen guys going at it with Wilder actually. In the ring, I think there was fear factors because he brings that, that aggression, that high heated spirit, and I think that backfired on him. I think he was just so upset and he just burnt out too quick. It just fused somehow. Somehow the thing that we don't know him of doing, gas out early and like being the what they call that? Not the predator, the prey. The prey. Yeah, he became the prey early.
But you see that that's what we're talking about. That fear factor is good to have it, right? But that might even change in sparring. Maybe you're going to have dudes now that are going into sparring knowing that, hey, you've been dropped, you've been stopped. You're not that killer that we all thought, right? So maybe if I try to do something different, maybe if I put it on you, it's going to change. And that will do him good if you have people that go in there. Exactly what you're saying, Ness, right? He needs to make adjustments. He needs to change a few things. And he needs to capitalize on what he's doing well. I like, for fun, we like bashing Wilder for his technique and everything, but he has a very good jab. That's one thing that, people don't talk about. He has a good jab when he uses it well. He needs maybe to be the one that just like step in with his jab and then step out of range, right? And then get out of there. Be the boxer. I think he needs to be the boxer, but not the boxer in the style that he has to be on his toes and move around, right? He needs to have like authority in his jab and then be able to take that half a step back and then bring Fury into his punches. But I don't think he has to be the aggressor. If he's the aggressor, that's no good for him, I think.
I think he's got to be the aggressor. You can't sit there and try to outbox Fury. You kidding me? That's what Fury does. That's what he's been doing.
No.
You've always been the hunter. You don't become all of a sudden this back foot fighter. Absolutely not. He needs to put fear back into Fury. Fury doesn't fear him no more. He needs to every round be on him. But let me tell you, look, it's just what Steve Cunningham said. Fury is superior in cardio. Wilder got to get on his cardio. With his power, imagine if he threw 50 punches around. How could you live? Even if it hits your shoulder, how could you survive? He got to do cardio. He got to be able to up the activity, and now Fury's on defense. Fury ain't on defense because, like you said, Wilder's patient. He's selective. He waiting for the right shot. Meanwhile, Fury's working. Work. You got to change that up.
You seen what happened, right? In the first fight, when Wilder was patient, right? So Fury was coming in with his double fence and everything and his fidgety movement in the first fight. But Wilder was always able to, find the distance and stop him from just coming in all the time, negating things with like few of the jabs there. And he managed to find the shots that put him down. Not once, but twice, right? He needs to do more of the same. When I'm saying outboxing, I'm not talking about outboxing in the sense of like what you've seen the lighter guys doing, just like being on their toes and running around the ring. Those guys are big heavyweights. Outboxing is like dictating where the action happens in the ring. And, you can be the guy that is just coming off first with the punches, but then just creating the distance right after. Just one little half a step back, create that distance, and then bringing that, that big right hand after. That's what he does well, generally speaking. I think, and I think he needs to do more of the same. And to your point, he needs to be fitter. He needs to have like that cardio to make him be able to sustain that for much longer in the round, right? So in the fights, right? So it can't be a 5-round fight, basically.
Yeah, I was trying to sound all technical and smart, but Ness just woke me up. Yeah, he needs that fear factor back. He needs to be in Fury's head. But you got to remember, Fury's bulletproof with fear. Like, he is not afraid.
No.
I didn't believe him in fight number one.
That's not true. That's not true.
I mean, I didn't believe him in fight number one.
Fury was afraid, and that's why immediately after the fight, he's told you the truth. I don't know what happened. I don't know how I got up. He hits hard as hell. Everyone told the truth. The father didn't want him to fight him. The wife didn't want him to fight him. But then he assessed the fight, and he made his changes. He said, let me put some weight on him. This dude, look, motherfucker said I overread it. They said I was too much into it. Remember, I did a show. Like, Fury is gonna go for the knockout because he pushed Wilder to check where his weight at. And he's seen it. Like, you little right there. I said it, like, that push. That was that test right there. And Wilder went so far back. Fury was already in his head. He knew already, like, bro, I'm bigger. I'm stronger. Like Earl told Terrence, you light in the ass. You light in the ass, bro.
Quick,
if I could
chat.
Listen, hold on. I was watching the Gervonta Davis YouTube channel. He said the same thing. He said, bro, you seen him? He said he was using the N-word, right? And we know now YouTube is killing us for that. So he was like, you seen him? Little, he too little. That little, that N too little. He's too little. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, when you too little, you too little. And Wilder, I know Wilder, bro. Y'all know how I know him. He believed in himself. So the question is he gonna make the change? Is he gonna go run now? Remember, he was already for 40-something fights. He already said, I don't need to run. Is he gonna run now?
That's the problem. Like, that's the difference between like being scared and being deluded, right? You're saying Fury was scared. I don't believe for 1 second he was scared.
So why take two tune-ups? Change trainers, gain weight. Come on.
No, because he was realistic. He was realistic about things. He said, okay, like, that man hits hard. Like, you have to be honest about the assessment in the ring. That man hits hard. That guy is not a bum like everyone thinks, right? That guy does technical things that are better than what everyone thinks. And if I don't make the changes, then I'm not winning that fight. And if I don't take those 2 tune-ups, then I'm not winning that fight. So that's what he had to do. The question is, why isn't Wilder, like, in that same situation, just honest about himself and then say, in that first fight, after that fight, he had to come out of that fight knowing that, damn, I got hurt at least 3 times in that fight. Damn, in that 12 round, if that 12 round went another 30 seconds, I might have been stopped. I need to start changing things. That guy that looks like a fat guy that can't punch, that got pillow or whatever, he can punch. He can stop me. I need to be fitter. I need to be doing all those things. There's a difference between being scared and deluded. And Wilder showed us that, maybe he's too proud or too deluded not to make those changes. Hopefully he can change, because something like that needs to happen for you to wake up and smell the coffee,
What if Wilder just can't put on more weight? Like, that might be an issue.
That is a thing, but he's got to hire somebody.
Hold on. Now add this to it. What about adding the running to it actually burns you out? So he needs an extra amount of discipline and another nutritionist style.
There you go, nutritionist.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's the other argument.
He got to hire Chris Algieri.
You
gotta hire someone to make sure you gain weight. Because every time I go to the camp, I want to gain weight. I'm gonna try and come in 230. I'm gonna try and come in 235. Then he come in 219, 2 something. You know what I'm saying? So he needs somebody to make sure he eating. If supplement the meals that he can't get with shakes. You busy? There's a lot of press conferences. Here's your shake. Here's your shake. Here's your shake.
But listen, that's a good point. I believe he needs to put on weight also. But there's a good way of doing this. And maybe that's why he needs to take tune-ups in between. That's why, because you need to put on weight and you need to understand what you can do once you've put on that weight. You need a tune-up to see that change in weight, that's the effect that it has on me. And when it comes around 8 or 9, that's what it's doing to me. Maybe I can't breathe no more because I'm not used to carrying that weight. Maybe it's even worse for my cardio. So putting on the weight is a necessary process, but you also have to do it in a scientific way and understand the impact of what you're doing with putting on that weight. So I'm in agreement with you in general, but I need to see him take a tune-up or do something to make sure that he can handle that weight.
There's no luxury for a tune-up. If you take a tune-up, you're giving up your right to the WBC belt.
That's true. That's true. But maybe do something in the gym, right?
That's why I think that this is gonna be that flip. Flip a coin type of situation.
He needs to be working right now, but he's also got a bicep injury right now.
He's recovering.
Really?
We don't know the recovery on that. But I'm saying, man, a tune-up also gives perspective from the outside. Like, ooh, he needs a tune-up. You know what I'm saying? Like, people start scratching their head about that.
But that's like all the people that are in the ring with him. That's all the people that try to say, oh, you know what? Hey, he's scared of this and scared of that. That's the crowd.
99.9% of the people that's saying that, they're not in the ring at all.
That's what I'm saying. They never even fought or whatever, right? So,
Yeah. Wilder putting on weight is a bad idea. He needs to decrease mass, increase his range of motion, or to throw faster, sharper punches. That is a Boston Jared $5 super chat. What up?
What up? So he's saying that Wilder putting on weight is a bad idea. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
He seemed pretty small compared to Fury, bro.
He's always small though, and knocked people out.
Yeah,
I don't.
But he's never been small and have to wrestle.
Right.
No, but his range of motion is pretty good, and he's quite explosive. He's got very fast twitch muscle. You don't get that punching power, that knockout ratio by not being able just to explode the way it does, right? So, I mean, Jared's super chats is fair, but I believe that Wilder already has that lean mass, muscle mass, and explosiveness.
Yeah. He's super lean, bro. He doesn't have body fat. Like, there's no fat to lose, and if he starts to run now, he's really not going to put on any weight. But we got another super chat from Michael Buffor, who says, Wilder needs that 40-pound suit more than ever now. With a laughing out loud emoji. All right, so we can, I don't know, do we want to, we can move on, right? We final thought of that, right?
Yeah, we final thought that. Like, we should move on.
So let's go to Demetrius Andrade, and the fact that I am very happy for him. Yeah, I have a horrible applause, by the way. But
that was a cool one. I actually like that.
Shout out to Andrade, who is willing to fight Sergey Derevyanchenko. I mean, listen.
Pull up.
In a day and age where Andre can't get a fight, being willing to fight a guy in Derevyanchenko that gave Gennady Golovkin a very, very tough fight where arguably everyone in the world thinks he won, that definitely says something about you. But does it give him the necessary clout that he needs?
I mean, yeah, I think it does. I mean, especially to the hardcores, because Derevyanchenko, he was a tough fight for anybody, but the way he, showed us the heart and grit with Triple G, just his stock rose. So I don't know how much it rose, but I know it definitely did, and he's gonna get some clout for that if he puts a unanimous decision, ass whooping on him.
I would say I wanted to see what all the talk about DeAndre. I want to say I don't want to say his name wrong.
Demetrius
Demetrius Andrade or Andrade. How do you say his last name?
Andrade or Andre, whatever you want.
All right. Well, him fighting Derevyanchenko and beating him, for me personally, I would say, like, damn, he did that to Derevyanchenko and Triple G hasn't. Oh, he is the threat, and I would use that as an indicator, barometer, or
I like
thermometer
the way you're
of the
thinking.
heat that he can bring.
Sell it.
Yeah,
I like the way you're thinking.
It's not just like the fight with Triple G. Also, it's the fight with Jacobs. So you can say that like that Derevyanchenko has had like some like very good fights with people that are not just like small middleweight. They're big middleweights, big punchers. He's gone the distance with them. Controversial decision with Triple G. Split decision with Jacobs. So if Andrade is able to have like a good performance with him, then I guess we can stop like doubting and just calling him boring or whatever, right? So we can start calling him to be in the ring with some of the other so-called big guys, like
Yeah.
I do want to see the Charlo one though, like that's what I really want to see, Andrade Charlo, but
Yeah, he handles Derevyanchenko in a good way. They're gonna put a lot of. It's gonna be up to the public to put the pressure on the other fighters to fight Andrade. Andrade always wanted to fight. He wants the big fights. But if he get rid of Derevyanchenko, I think the public, the fans are gonna put more pressure on the other fighters. Like, you need to see it.
Real quick, speaking of Charlo, just to give you guys some more facts, Andrade is actually frustrated because, and I quote, scary fighters at Dazn. He wants to fight Billy Joe Saunders at 168 pounds, but Billy won't fight him. He wants Gennady. That won't happen. He wants Canelo. That won't happen. They laughed, him and Eddie, in the video I sent China Pre-Pro. Him and Eddie laughed at the $7 million that Charlo turned down. So that's why he's willing to fight Derevyanchenko. And he didn't even sound down about it. He was like, hell yeah, I'll fight him. Make it.
Right. It's a
Make
tough
it.
fight. It's a hard fight, and I think respect to him for taking that fight, because it's not like a massive name. Only like a hardcore would know that he gave like hell to Triple G and he gave hell to Jacobs, and people would just say, yeah, whatever. But it's a tough fight.
Wait a minute. You think he gave hell to Jacobs?
That's a split decision on the judges' scorecards, man. That's not like a unanimous or whatever.
I didn't see it that way. I guess that's a film study to do one of these days. I did not see it that way.
Scorecards tell a story. I'm thinking like this, like Andrade's name is out there, but that soundbite is still echoing. What have you done for me lately?
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's true, but that's what he's
So
trying.
he got to
he's trying
fight Derevchenko.
He's trying to do something, but hey, did they give any reason as to why Billy Joe doesn't want to fight him? Because that was a fight that was signed, right? And that's because of like the drug issue that fight slipped away. So is it because Billy Joe is looking for Canelo more money, and that's why he's not trying to do the Andrade fight? Or?
Absolutely. You know, Billy
Okay,
wants
cool.
to go other ways. You know, he's trying to stay available and open for Canelo. But this is what I'm saying. You know, same thing I say all the time, bro. If they make their own lane, if they fought each other, the winner would have more probability of getting Canelo. But separately, they think like, well, if we both stay undefeated, we both got a shot. And
Yeah, I actually, Billy Joe, if we believe the story, it was pretty much like him in May to fight Canelo, right? So maybe that's smarter for Billy Joe to stay available and see if he can get Canelo before the end of the year, right? So.
yeah, Billy's name is definitely intertwined, and especially if we're doing it in comparison to Andrade. Andrade does not get mentioned with Canelo Alvarez, where at least Billy Joe does. We got a super chat from Boston Jared who says, Derevchenko best win is Cool Clay, but I'll take it. And look, and Cool Clay is Demetrius Andrade's eliminator for a vacant title that he won. So, you know what I mean? Cool Clay's also an eliminator for Derevchenko to get a title shot at Jacobs, you know. And Cool Clay's also a guy that's never been on U.S. television. So,
and all those guys that we named that on the A side of the names you dropped, they have to do something amongst each other to stand out to Canelo, Willy Wonka.
Absolutely.
So that's what the whole holdup is.
They need to fight each other, but that's the thing. Andrade with this interview, not that it wasn't clear, but with this interview he gained some points, man, and you know he wants Charlo. You know, $7 million is a substantial offer. He wants Billy Joe. He's willing to move up. Like, come on, you know, you know, he's trying. He's trying. This is considered trying. You want to fight someone outside of your division. You want to defend your title. You know, you want to unify with someone in your division. Like, he's trying. He's trying, man. Yeah, can't really get mad at him at this point. You know, the person you got to get mad is Eddie Hearn, because if you heard the interview, we're going to have to add Mitty to the pre-pro. If you heard the interview, Eddie is saying like, oh, you know, he comes on basically like, oh, you know, it's hard to promote you. They say you couldn't sell tickets, so we put you in Providence and you sold 8,000. They say that, you know, I don't know, something. So like he was trying to build arguments for him, but it didn't sound as convincing as he does for some of his other fighters. But
listen, some fighters are hard to promote, and that's the sad part of boxing. Talented guys like Andrade that are not like, you know, blockbusters for the casuals. You're always going to struggle to build fights for them and just to give them their fair due. But but I can't make an excuse for Eddie, man. I'm not trying to make an excuse. I think he should give the man a big fight, you know.
They said Cool Clay was on TV against Derevchenko. Where? What country?
Nah, against Melseki Sulecki. He fought in the Prudential.
Yeah. Derevchenko, but not Cool Clay. I don't remember Cool Clay on U.S. television. Kidding me?
No, he fought.
They saying Fox Sports. Don't make me Google this, man. I still don't believe you, even though it's two of y'all now.
Nah, he did fight, man. He did fight twice. He one in the Minneapolis Armory, Minneapolis, with Sergey Derevchenko, and the other one was with Sulecki in Prudential Center, Newark. I don't know if those fights were televised or which one was.
Cool Clay?
They're all saying is on Fox.
Cool K, Germany, the Golden Jack. Yeah. Birthplace, Ecuador.
Wow.
Ambato. But everything else is Germany, just, you know. And you got one in.
How
Helsinki.
didn't I see that fight? I don't remember.
That Sulecki fight, yeah, I don't remember Sulecki. Don't remember Derevchenko.
Did he
either.
beat Sulecki?
He lost against Sulecki. Unanimous decision.
And we're talking about Sulecki, the one that fought Jacobs.
Yes.
Yeah. They just uploaded that on Dazn. If anyone cares, they uploaded it on the YouTube channel. Gabriel Rosado versus Sulecki full fight.
Maybe if they give you the main event, you'll remember, right? So I don't know. Like they were not the main event.
Hell
right?
no, they weren't the main event.
Oh, true.
That was like the other fight we watched the other day on Film Study Tuesday on Patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. When we watched David Tua versus Ike Beabuchi, it was for like a WBC Hawaiian Intercontinental Samoan surfboard title.
Crowdless.
And it was crowdless. And I'm like, damn, this good-ass fight wasn't the main event.
Two good fighters, man. Two really good fighters.
Murat Gassiev, I think, was the main fight against Christoph
Glowacki?
Christoph Waltrasik.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, moving on, or do you guys have any final prayers for Andrade?
I wish him the best, bro. Shout out to my mans and them over there in Rhode Island, Providence.
What is he again? Caverdian?
Yeah, Capo Verde, stand up.
Yo, is that some sort of Caribbean? Why I get a Caribbean vibe from them?
No, it's off the coast of Africa, like Senegal, man. It's like West Africa.
A whole bunch of islands,
bro. But isn't that 90 Day Fiance? Wasn't the Dominican dude's girl Caverdian?
The influence, like the
one,
influence
Chantel, right?
I didn't know that. No,
I think so, bro.
The influence is Portuguese, right? They were colonized by the Portuguese there, so but it's definitely off the coast of Africa, West Africa, man.
Bro,
closest country is Senegal, man.
Bro, I'm dying to go to Portugal too. I had a layover in Portugal and I just wanted to stay. It was crazy out there, man. I gotta check where exactly I landed too, because it was like it was very tropical, and I'm just like,
it's gonna be Lisbon, man, or
bro.
Lisbon airport or something.
And I'm like, whoa, am I in Atlanta or something? It was crazy out there for real.
What? Atlanta and tropical? You comparing the two?
You on another page.
Yeah, that went over his head.
It did.
I mean, I stopped in Atlanta. It never felt tropical.
Nah,
have you been to Atlanta though?
Atlanta, Georgia, you're speaking of, right?
I mean, Atlanta. Have you
Atlantis.
traveled? Have you traveled in Atlanta? Have you seen things in Atlanta?
Atlanta, Georgia.
God, Jesus, man.
Or Atlantis or Bahamas. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm not talking about Atlantis, no.
That's what Doomy said.
Doomy playing with you, man. Forget it, man. Portugal's nice. Just know. No, he playing with you. Just know Portugal's nice. All I'm trying to say is that nice. What I meant by it's like Atlanta is like it was like a video shoot.
Oh, in the airport, or you left?
He landed in Party City in Portugal.
Every time I get laid over, I just feel the heat when you step out of the plane onto that little tunnel.
Yeah.
And then you get into the air conditioned area, and then it's like, damn, I want to go outside. So you
Sylvester,
really
they have amazing beaches. Listen, I got 2 Portuguese cousins, and I never visited, man. So believe me, I'm ready. It's just I like to do. I don't know. Trips either with my girl or my friends.
Come over. It's only like 2 hours flights from the UK, 2.5 hours max. Right?
Yo, Big Nick, I looked up Algrave. I'm telling you because I like anything tropical, Caribbean. So, yeah, we searched, man. We searched. Especially after my layover. I'm like, yo, the beaches you could just see. I'm like, wait, palm trees? This thing looking like Miami over here. It was looking good.
So Sean Porter is the next topic.
Yes,
it's
like
time?
It's a sad kind of topic because it was like so much energy that the two had, and we were like as boxing fans waiting for them to have this magical, conversation, right? Because they kept telling us like, oh,
we got
talk, and now it's like, yo, I don't think it's a good time. He's with ESPN, I'm with PBC, but if someone in Fox tells me to make that, then we can make that. And I'm like, So that's it. He's bound
What
to
does
Fox.
time have to do with it? I don't understand.
Because he
Like,
signed
things
the
happen.
deal. Remember when we just had Ken on the show, Ken told us he signed the deal, 3 to 4 fight deal when he fought Spence. So his next 3 fights will be on Fox. Plus he signed the deal to be a commentator on Fox. He's tied in. It's over. He's letting you know, I'm done. It's over. I am a Fox fighter now. So the only way they could do it is co-promotion. So is Bob and Fox really going to do a co-promotion with Porter? That fight only worked if Porter was going over there for a one-off. It ain't never going to work as a co-promotion. I mean, for me it would, but, you know, again, the powers that be, are they going to see enough money to go through all that mess?
Damn. I wonder if in the conversation before the signing, it was like, yo, but what about my Crawford fight? Like, does that ever come up?
Well, Porter's trajectory never been Crawford. Think about it. If you sitting down with Al and a representative from Fox that's pitching you a 4-fight deal, but they telling you, look, we're going to give you 4 fights, but do this unification with Earl. And you're like, all right, so this one of the 4. And they're like, yeah, cool. You know what I mean? How could they sell you Crawford? They could only sell you Danny, Thurman, Pacquiao.
All right, well, that's cool. Then he still got Pacquiao there, possibly. Possibly with 3 S's or 2 O's. Like, possibly.
I think it's all about that gate revenue, man. They feel like this could be a bigger fight, and they're just
Yo, my man said, can somebody tell me what's wrong with Atlanta? Nothing, bro. Nothing. It just went over Casual's head. We was trying to say Atlanta is like, you know, like when you think
Portugal, which is not over my head, because I'm like, how do you even put
thickness,
this side by side?
The thickness. You never been to Magic City, bro? Where you been at all your life?
Oh, all right, man. Well,
It
I'm
went
not
over
going
your
there. I'm
head.
thinking like tropics. You said
No,
tropics.
but it's not even just, that's what I'm saying. It's not even just like Magic City. Like if you've been to Atlanta, bro, I was staying in the W in Atlanta. Everybody there. They don't make skinny people over there.
I believe that. If you would have said, yo, the thickness out there, the stats.
I was trying not to say that. Like,
that was the whole.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give I'm trying to give him the man code.
If it was a crime to say that, you got away with it. Cause
you
I didn't get it.
Code.
I know you ain't
Casual.
get it.
What's understood and gotta be explained, Casual. man.
Exactly. But obviously we gotta explain it to him.
He was like tropical. I'm like, tropical.
Exactly, earthquake. Exactly. See, earthquake
I'm
get it.
thinking about islands and shit like that. He talk about Portugal and Atlanta. I'm like, Atlanta?
I said I ain't know it was like Atlanta over here. That's what I said. Something like around there. So it just went over your head. Went over your head. It's all good.
It went over my head, man. Ain't no shame, man.
Good.
So good right now.
So does anybody care that Porter comes out? Because look, we had Ken on. So we found out about the deal with Ken before this actual quote, but does it matter to anybody, or do you not accept the deal? You know, like, because I seen someone, I think it was Galito. I mean, he's crazy. He literally typed, Al said no. So it's like, yo, I highly doubt Al has anything to do with saying no, especially when you're tied into the network. But yeah, how do you guys receive this?
I gotta be honest, like, you know, I'm not too interested or too worried about that because, I mean, like, to me, Porter has been in there with fighters that I already wanted to see. You know, the Thurman one, the Errol Spence one. You know, I'm cool with seeing Porter. I've seen everything I need to see about Porter. He's a good opponent, and he gives everyone a good fight. But ultimately, I don't think he's the future of that division for me. So, I'm not too worried. You know, if he doesn't get like the top guys, and if he doesn't get to fight Crawford or anything, you know, that doesn't bother me, right? So
it would have been a good fight.
But you don't want to see him fight Crawford? Like, not seeing him fight Crawford doesn't bother you?
No, because he won't get any credit. Crawford won't get any credit for beating him.
What?
And you know,
wait. Why do you think that? Why do you think Crawford won't get credit?
I can already see it. Like, people will just say, "Oh, Porter's just basic coming in, and it's only pure pressure." And someone like, with the boxing IQ of like Crawford, it was supposed to do that to him and all that. So, I don't think he's gonna do too much for Crawford. And
yeah,
don't get me wrong, it's not
you,
an easy fight, right?
But
it's not an
didn't you
easy fight
underestimate Crawford in the Earl fight? Because I know everybody kind of underestimated underestimated Porter in the Earl fight, and he fought better than expectations.
But that's the thing. I don't think Porter is an easy fight for anyone. He will just give 100% with anyone. He will just make it hard. Like, no one likes to have someone on your chest all the time, just doing whatever he needs to do to get through the round or just like to hurt you, right? So stylistically, it's horrible for anyone. But I think like Crawford will handle him. And then people will just say, oh, yeah, that was Porter anyway. He's already lost to Thurman. He's already lost to Earl. He's already lost to, and they'll just start going through the list. He lost to Kell Brook. Oh, that UK bomb and all that,
Nah. Yo, he's a 2-time welterweight champion. No way.
Not only that, every fight's been tough.
And his cloud, I believe
every fight will be tough.
But I believe his stock rose with the Earl fight. You don't think his stock rose with that fight?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I think like Earl's stock maybe fell down a bit more than like Porter rose. Like, I liked it because it was an all action fight and it was entertaining for me to watch. But I don't think, like, ask people like in the US in the street, like, who's Sean Porter? I don't think you'll get like an answer from anyone who's not a casual fan, right? Who's a hardcore fan, right? So casuals don't know him.
I think the same thing for Crawford. I think they're equal, and maybe Sean Porter's known a little bit more. A win over.
So? Thank you.
I think a win over Porter.
Sean Porter fought the bigger names. His fights were more significant.
Takes him up a notch. And if Sean Porter beats him, Sean Porter, you could expect it. Like, yeah, Earl never fought nobody. Not Earl, forgive me. Terrence Crawford never fought nobody. Now look, he fought somebody. Porter. Yeah, Porter's the truth to me.
He's the truth teller.
The truth teller. Exactly.
He'll let you know who the truth. That is the test, man. The Sean Porter test, man. You gotta pass that Sean Porter test. Can you?
And that's a rough one.
Can you?
So do you see Sean Porter becoming like a gatekeeper then? Like, because that's kind of like what we're talking about now, right?
He's more like that shark that just is swimming in that division, and like he can give anybody a good fight.
Evander Holyfield was like a 4-time champ. That's what Sean's gonna be. Sean will win another welterweight world title, bro.
You think?
Hell
who
yeah.
Who is he gonna take that from?
Crawford.
He beats Crawford, in your opinion?
I mean, why can't he?
I think, and that's again, we're going to have to see that, right? But I believe Crawford will be the guy to stop
Manny.
Porter.
He's a nightmare for Manny Pacquiao. He could become a 3-time welterweight champion by beating Manny. He's a nightmare for Manny. Nightmare. And they sparred.
I told you that is a nightmare for anyone. I would hate to fight anyone that brings it like, Porter. That's not good. But I believe that Crawford is going to be the first one to stop him if they eventually fight.
I got Crawford shirts versus Spence. Been hot. People love him. Check me out. Holla at me. Look at that link on that feed, that chat feed on YouTube, and click on it. I believe in Crawford. I also believe in Porter. And I think that Porter will be the biggest test.
He can snatch anyone's title.
He could snatch the title.
Like, anybody that don't know that. And look, Mitty, I understand the point you was trying to make. The people could be like, yo, this guy's lost to all the real top. When it's time to take the crown, he loses, or to the top 2 or the top 3. But that's the exact same thing. He's lurking in those waters all the time. You can't count him out. You can never count him out of a title fight or being around or mentioned around those guys. So he's always going to be a dangerous fighter.
He's not even ranked in the WBO.
I like fighters like him, but I do believe that, with you guys, I believe that you personally attached to the guy because, he's attached to the brand also, right? He's someone that gives like so much access.
So you're saying we're biased?
Nah, you've got to love and respect him, like, and I love him for that. I actually love him also for what he brings in the ring, because he's the guy that will never let you down and say, I quit or anything. He will just do whatever he needs to do. But to me, he falls short ultimately. All the time when he's like at the highest level, he falls short.
Yo, so Super Max, the mastermind, coming through with the super chat saying, Sean Gatekeeper Porter, Mitty got the facts today. Get out of here, man.
Damn. How's that so? Look, I'm not biased. I like Crawford. I see Crawford's future shining light like a diamond. But I also see that
it's actually bright. But
bright. I also can see Sean Porter dimming anyone's light.
Yes, casual spitting balls for Saturday.
That was, huh?
Getting ready. No, listen. I think that we're underestimating Porter. I thought that the Errol Spence would approve. The Errol Spence fight would approve. We can't underestimate him. I get it. I guess the knockdown diminishes everything that he's done in people's eyes. That's what it is, because that fight was a dog fight.
No, not the knockdown. Like, again, like, you getting me wrong if you think that I'm saying that he's not a good fighter or anything. In the ring, you've got to respect his pressure. You've got to respect him. You can't sleep on him. Otherwise, like Casual said, he's going to sleep you if you sleep on him. But those guys don't sleep on him. They at the top level, they don't make those mistakes. They do what they have to do to win against him. It's not pretty. It's not easy. It's hard. But they eventually beat him, and that's the problem. Like, if it was anyone else that you're not necessarily that attached to him or is not a nice guy, you will keep telling him he's a loser, he's a serial loser, because he keeps losing against the top ones,
Damn, a serial loser. Mitty.
Bro.
Look.
Not in a bad way or disrespectful way, right?
No, I get it. It's just,
bro, listen.
I'm just trying to tell you how.
Listen.
Let me tell you, like, you bring like an Amir Khan or any
Sean
like a
Porter.
Brook or
Sean Porter is a two-time
right?
welterweight champion. Kell Brook is not, and neither is Amir.
He's a one-time, and he beat Porter.
Who? Yeah, but that's it. And that's what I'm saying. And Porter was able to overcome that and then beat Danny and become champ. What has Brook done?
Yeah, Brook. I mean, like that again. It's all about like just
So we gotta respect it.
Like that.
We gotta. The fact that people.
I respect it.
It's people out here that want to see Kell Brook versus Sean. Versus Crawford. So it's like,
don't get me wrong, I respect him, but like, the decision that I made by other fighters, like Kell Brook did some silly things by going and fight like a Triple G, for example. He had no need to do that except for money, right? But the problem is, like, Sean Porter, like I say, I keep telling you, is falling short, and you misunderstanding me. You're just thinking that I'm saying he's trash, he's a bad fighter. Is I will never use
based on what though? Based on what is he falling short?
But you giving him a negative. You giving him negative press based off falling short. You calling falling short something negative when it's a tight fight. Like the fight with him and Thurman was tight.
Okay, what do you remember? Do you see that on BoxRec? Do you see the BoxRec say, "Oh, that fight was tight," but that's a unanimous decision?
But we not casuals.
Come on, man.
We not casuals though. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not just gonna overlook what he does in the. I can't just overlook what he does in the ring because of what the black and white says on BoxRec. If I seen the fight,
I'm not doing that either.
No, yes you are. You going off UD instead of what you seen in the fight.
No, I told you many times in this conversation that the guy is a dog. The guy can beat anyone if you're not careful with him. And that's why I believe that that's what we call a good gatekeeper. A guy that will test you properly. A guy that will just like tell
Absolutely
you, are you the
not.
man or not?
A gatekeeper cannot be a world champion, brother. A gatekeeper cannot even have potential to be a world champion.
Later in his career, he's just like gone from champion, and then like towards the latter part of his career, where he's slipping a little bit, now he's starting to come into that conversation about gatekeeper. You wanted to know, is Spence the truth? Put him against Porter. And Spence showed you he's a truth. He dropped your guy, you know? So, yes.
Oh, my God. You see?
Droppy.
Yo, he's hilarious. He's hilarious.
Dropped him. Not, look,
you know,
it's all right.
Hey, but let's not get disrespectful with those fighters, right? But it's just like the conversation, just trying to make you understand that perspective. Like,
he's not a gatekeeper, brother. He's not a. That is the wrong
word. You know what it is?
Okay,
look,
okay.
Let's get that before you guys keep going, right?
Let's
get
the
actual definition.
Chizora's a gatekeeper. Chizora's a gatekeeper. That motherfucker never won a world title in his life. That's a gatekeeper. That's the definition. He is the test, but he won't beat you if you the goods. That's not Porter. That's not Porter. Yo, Chisora wish he had the work ethic and the output of Porter. He wishes.
That's where you're going wrong, right? So Chisora actually is quite a good guy to bring in that conversation in comparison to Porter, because those are the guys that bring it. You know, when Dillian needed to be tested, when we needed to see what Dillian has got in him, he had to do it twice with Chisora, because the first one was so razor tight. That was like a Porter Spence. You know, the second time he just put that to bed. He just like slaps him good, right? No problem. But to me, Porter is a heavyweight Chisora. The only difference is like he's got the world title that you're talking about.
The only difference.
Yo, we got a super chat from Mac MF Trell. Says, ain't Coach a pro boxer? What's his record? Tell him fight Sean.
Well, you see that? You know, they want to throw me to the gatekeeper straight away, man. They want to see if I'm the truth, man. Just put me in with the gatekeeper. That's what I'm taking. That's what I'm talking about. I shouldn't even be in a conversation with him.
At this point, Luis Collazo was a gatekeeper, not Sean Porter.
Yeah, no, I agree. But maybe I'm a bit too strong with the gatekeeper.
Yeah, I was guilty of that too.
Yeah, but now if you go back to the 4 fights that you talked about, right? So okay, he's got 4 fights in there, and we're talking about like what? We're talking about Danny. We're talking about Pacquiao. We're talking about who else? I think you mentioned 4 names. But what if he loses those 4 fights? Who does he become? Like, you know, what do you make of him? Would you remember him as the guy that always gave like a good account of himself? Well, the almost guy, right? But you know that's the problem.
You saying if he loses, what fights? What fights?
So we talked about his deal, right? And we said, oh, what does it mean? Like, you know, now he can only ever get like the fights would be
Pacquiao.
a rematch with Spence. Is it? Or?
No. I would figure rematch with Thurman, Garcia, or Pacquiao.
Okay, so 3 fights there. Imagine he eventually gets those 3 fights in the next 2 years or so, and he loses all those 3 fights. What does that make him? And because he would have only ever lost against great fighters, right? And he probably will give like good fights with those guys. Like none of them will probably stop him. Maybe like Earl could stop him, but again, in his record, you're gonna have like what, 6 or 7 losses, right?
I mean, he could actually be around. I mean, he lives such a good clean. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's perfect, but for the most part, we've always seen.
He's an athlete.
He lives a good life. So we may be seeing him taking on the likes of the future 147 pounders, the guys that are still in the lower divisions that are going to be moving up to knock his head off.
But that would put him in the gatekeeper status, though.
That's my point. That's when he would become a gatekeeper.
And that could happen. Like the only guy that we can now say that, you know, depending on when he fights him, if it's in a year time, even if he can fight.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree.
He can beat Pacquiao. We can all agree with that, right? We say that, hey, Pacquiao being a bit old or anything, do you really want to be with like that guy in front of you all the time and just giving everything? He's already been in there with a Jeff Horn, who was lesser than Porter, and he took an L. So he can definitely take an L against Porter, right? So, and I don't want to see that happen because that's a Pacquiao over the hill, like, you know.
Yeah, it sucks to see the legends go out like that. Shout out to the super chat. Teddy B Midwest Sports Talk says, when Chisora beat a Porter or Ugas, we can compare. You see that, Coach Smitty? And Big
Yeah,
Super
no,
Max.
I agree. Like, it's easy. Like, Chisora is easy picking, right? But that's fine, man. I want to argue that.
Big Super Max says
yo.
Mitty is on fire. Keep it up, coach.
We got a super
Wow.
chat from TJ, not the one that you're gonna read. He sent one over here, but he says at Nesta, and I'm hoping that you only adding me so I could read it because you choosing to go through Cash App, which I appreciate. Damn, you can't write that message on Cash App, TJ, because you are writing something on Cash App, and then I could always receive that and read it here. But I hope I'm excluded from this message. But he says, bruh, I'm convinced y'all not really watching these fights. Showtime beat Spence. Be real. Clearly beat Danny, bro. Go watch Porter versus Thurman. Not no freaking gatekeeper. Dude, you're a clown, Mitty. Oh, that's for Mitty, not for me.
Man, yeah, that was for me straight. But that's fine, right? That's something that we say here in the UK, right? So if my uncle, my aunt had balls, she'll be my uncle, right? That guy didn't win those fights. According to him, he judged it and he scored it for Porter, and we all agree that those are close fights. Again, that's what we're trying to say, right?
Yeah,
But the fact is that on the record, my dude lost, and when he went home, he spoke to his dad and he said, "Dad, we lost." And that's it. So we can't rewrite history just to accommodate for you, Cash App, but we appreciate you, Cash App, though.
Yo, I mean, I'm with you, TJ. I don't think he's a freaking gatekeeper, man. I think that's retarded. I think it's really, really, really weird, bro. But I hear Mitty, if he loses his next 3, if you lose to Thurman again, lose to Danny in the rematch, and lose to Pacquiao, and you still want to keep fighting, you probably are a gatekeeper at that point. But still, I would still want to see that version of Porter because those are all great fights to watch. Preferably backwards first, right? Like if you're gonna do that run, let Porter get Pacquiao first instead of last, because we already seen the other 2. What else we got? Let's see. So we got a couple of news and notes we're going to get to quickly. Floyd Mayweather Jr. to participate in a celebrity boxing event, but not as a fighter. Instead, he'll be a judge for celebrity fighters. So this is going to be like MMA people, basketball people.
Personalities.
Yeah, it's going to be personalities fighting, and Mayweather's going to be some sort of a judge. So, he's staying true to his word. No comeback, not as of yet. Speaking of comeback, Iron Mike back in the media, and this time a wrestling angle. Is the matchup we see Mike in next against a wrestler, Chris Jericho, or will we see him in a fight versus a boxer before then? And this is some news from TMZ, so it's the only reason I'm even reporting it. But it's weird because as of right now, Jermall Charlo has not been charged with any sort of aggravated assault. But according to TMZ and their sources, they have knowledge that Charlo is a suspect in an assault investigation that took place in Missouri. I don't know. That's all we know, and TMZ's reporting it. I wasn't going to make it a main topic because it's like, right now, it's like an allegation at this point until something happens. But I did not want to bring it up and people be all in the chat like, why you ain't mentioning the PBC Charlo thing, huh? Because, like, I don't know, for some reason, that's what they do around here. And everybody sounds like that, yeah. So those are the news and notes. You guys want to touch on any of those 3? If not, we can open up the phone lines.
And now I guess the celebrity boxing event is pretty cool. Floyd's still staying relevant. He manages to always stay in the limelight. I want to see it. Personalities, God knows who's going to be. Imagine you got The Rock in there boxing with whoever. It's going to be pretty fun, I think. And I don't know what the cause is for, but pretty sure it's a great cause. Mike Tyson. Damn, imagine him DDTing Jericho, Chris Jericho. That'll be epic. How much money they give him for that, right? because Tyson Fury does hold the record for signing the contract or the highest paid contract for a wrestler for a short-term deal. But Jermall Charlo, hope everything's okay with you, bro. You know, shit happens, man.
Man, I hate when I hear fighters like that, like have a promising future, get into trouble as it becomes. I mean, it's an allegation, as you mentioned, but it's still like, damn, what about your mans that are around you that's supposed to protect you from that?
So if you want my zero investigation,
shit, I'm like, you just gave me $150, Shinobi.
Yeah, so I can help you with the story. If you want my zero investigation, is just all off what I think I remember. Keywords, what I think I remember. So I think his grandmother lives in Missouri, and that was the episode where he was buying her a new trailer.
I remember that.
So, you know, they said they went to some location in Missouri and it was a party and a fight happened and the police was called. So they don't even know right now. Like, he's not even, like I said, you know what I mean? But, I mean, he could be in that town, like, once again, because of the Missouri. But I could be wrong. Maybe I didn't hear Missouri. Maybe his grandmother don't live in Missouri, and I was wrong with that episode. Like I said, this is my zero investigation. Super chat from TJ, who says, if he's a gatekeeper, name the young contender that you would say is the favorite against.
Right.
It's not
That's
one
crazy.
advisor or manager that would recommend that. Emoji with the just like weird face.
And Mitty, I was gonna say, damn, a gatekeeper to me is like a veteran fighter. You got to get past him. You know, he held titles. You know, Eric Morales, when he fought DSG, Danny Garcia, he was gatekeeping that position and that fame. I think he's too young. Sean Porter's too young to be labeled a gatekeeper or a journeyman, man. He's
I agree.
Absolutely, he's a contender, man.
He's definitely not a journeyman. I agree with you guys. He's a top fight, and you know he's a top fighter, right? But when I talked about the journeyman, and again he's been jumped on and taken out of context, I was saying that he's on his way to being there, especially if he loses those fights, right? And again, like that was my personal opinion that at the top level, he falls short.
Answer the super chat. Answer the super chat. If you advise, because FYI, for those that don't know, not only is he a coach, not only is he a fighter, but he got his hands all in promotion. He does white collar boxing, and he does something Queensberry Promotions, right? No, that's the wrong one. Queensberry Promotions. So he knows about matchmaking. So answer the super chat. Would you put Virgil Ortiz in with Porter next?
No, I wouldn't.
Would you put Jerron? Would you put Jerron Ennis in? Right. Would you put Jerron Ennis in with Sean Porter next?
My man is right. I wouldn't. However, you know, in a year and a half, I might try my chance at Virgil Ortiz. And Virgil Ortiz is the only one that I will actually, you know, fast track like that and say, hey, just go and make a name for yourself against a Porter and maybe you can just do it, right? But yeah, like definitely I acknowledge like it's a tough fight for any of those young dudes, right? So, so.
He stopped Amir Khan today.
Amir
Khan would never take that fight with Porter, never. Porter would stop him in Wembley.
Today, but he didn't want to fight maybe 3 years ago. Like so,
you're kidding me.
That's the reality.
No. Every American wanted to fight Khan. He always represents money. You know that's true. You know that's true.
I don't know about that, man. Like you know,
who would not fight Khan? He represents a payday, probably a pay-per-view, like. When Thurman had 2 belts, he could have fought Khan, and it would have been a pay-per-view. They could have tried it.
So what? So you telling me that Thurman preferred to go and fight Leonard Bundu rather than Khan? Like
no,
Khan was presented to him.
I think Bundu was the mandatory for the WBA at the time, or something like that.
listen. Leonard Bundu has never seen like $1 million paycheck. He would have taken step aside money for 500K. Trust me. Like,
but do you think that Amir Khan wanted to fight Keith one time, Thurman? Keith would have put his jaw back in Pakistan.
Oh yeah.
I think
Khan ain't trying to fight nobody that can knock him out. He trying to fight Pacquiao or Mayweather.
Oh yeah.
And Pacquiao can knock him out.
And he don't want to fight no one who can knock him out, but he goes in there with Canelo.
Yeah, but that was the payday for him. See, what I look at is like this. Amir Khan looks beatable to every fighter, and his name on a resume is awesome.
Yeah, and Casual, you too nice, Cash.
He looked beatable to Marcos Maidana. He looked beatable to Marcos Maidana.
But Marcus,
oh my God! Yo, Kaz, you ready? One, two. What have you done for me lately? He talking about Marcus Maidana. That was 10 years ago.
He looked beatable to Devon Alexander.
Bro, name a win in the last 5 years, champ. Stop going 10 and 12 years old.
Oh man, come on, man. Come on. But anyway,
listen, actually I was wrong. I'm sorry. Devon Alexander was 6 years ago and Maidana was 10 years ago. My bad.
You know how to bring me on the
defense
with Amir Khan, right? So my soft spot is always gonna be Amir Khan, and
I didn't even know that. Honestly, I didn't know that.
You didn't even know.
I swear, I thought it was just Mario that was into Amir Khan. I did not.
No, I'm actually worse than Mario when it comes to Khan, but it comes to a point where it's not like defendable anymore. But yeah.
Well, I still think that he brings value, for certain fighters. I don't like him as a barometer. I would rather have my fighter go through the Porter test than the Amir Khan. Amir Khan is a payday. He's a payday.
Khan
he's
a gatekeeper?
Khan, absolutely, he's a gatekeeper. Virgil Ortiz stops him. Virgil Ortiz stops him, and maybe even Jaron Ennis stops him.
I don't know
Devin
about
Haney stops him.
Right?
Damn, you putting that Devin Haney? That's 2 divisions above.
I don't know about that, but I actually believe that Ortiz stops him. As we're talking now, I'm sure that Ortiz stops him actually. So
Porter stops him. Virgil Ortiz stops him. Thurman stops him. Crawford stopped him. Earl will murder him.
He's closer to. Well, we don't know about Earl, but he's closer to a gatekeeper than Sean Porter is.
No, he's the definition of gatekeeper. His last fight was a 126 pounder. He don't want me to tell you that. He don't want me to tell you the truth. That's what gatekeepers do.
They're also different. Like they're also at different stages in their career, right? So, but that's the thing, right? That's the thing. You have to just like compare apples and apples and stuff like that. So.
They said Khan stopped Phil the Destroyer LaGreco. What's messing with? We have Phil scheduled for today. He must have got busy. Never text me. Hilarious. Phil LaGreco. Earl stopped him too, though. But leave it to LaGreco. He says he got that on 7 days short notice. All right, so we done with the news and notes. Let's open up these phone lines, man, and talk some boxing with the people.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Yo, he said, does Sean Porter have power? Who has he stopped? Yo, he disrespectful. This guy's disrespectful. Yo. Let me get to Caesar in Las Vegas. What up?
Yo. You hear me?
Loud and clear, man. Crystal.
What up, champs? What up, Coach Mitty, man? Good to have you on here.
What up, Caesar?
So, about Wilder Fury, I think I'm just kind of tired of talking about it, but I really hope, just plain and simple, I really hope Wilder makes the adjustments. and and capitalizes on in the third fight. Next topic.
Nah. Answer the question, though. Do you think Andy Lee is right in saying he should be more aggressive? That's like the important part. Should he be more aggressive? Is this genuine advice, or is he just setting Wilder up?
In my honest opinion, yes, I do think he should be more aggressive. I don't think he's setting him up. I think he needs to be more defensively sound as he ups the aggression. What would you call it? Effective aggression, right? But yeah, I think he does need to be more aggressive. I think he was too much on his back foot, but obviously, it's because he got hurt. But let me move on to the next topic because I know I'm limited. Tank, I think Tank does need to leave Floyd. I don't think Floyd has his best interest at heart. Obviously, I think we can all agree on that. Well, maybe not all of us, but yeah. So, and then on Andrade, I think Andrade and Derevyanchenko is a great fight, man. That's I don't even know why that didn't even cross my mind, but that's an amazing fight that I think Derevyanchenko would actually take that. I don't see him as a ducking dude. So that should be the next fight to make. And Sean Porter is not a gatekeeper, not even close. I think the guy is I don't know about becoming world champion again unless, Earl moves and he releases the belts. But other than that, Sean Porter is a solid ass contender. And yeah, man, that's about all I got. But great show, guys, man. TBV for life, man.
Caesar Vegas, thank you. It's funny that y'all say he can't be a champ again, but that fight with Porter was mad close. Why he can't win in a rematch or a Pacquiao fight too? I think he's big, strong for Pacquiao, man. I would love to see that fight. They haven't given us that fight. He's been a welterweight his entire career, and we haven't gotten that fight. He's a 2-time welterweight champ, and we haven't gotten that fight. So, I don't know. Let's go to, damn, look at my mans and them out there overland in California. JP, Long Beach, what it do? Long time no hear.
It's really good, man. It's really good to be talking to y'all fellas. Casual. What's happening with you, player? Doomsday, what's happening? Mitty, what's happening? How y'all doing, man?
Good, man. Happy to hear your voice, man. Happy to hear everything's you doing well during this time.
Oh man, everything's well. You know how we do. God gonna take care of us through this thing, man. We gonna come out on top. The housing market is down. I'm looking to buy. You feel me? So we making a move just like y'all doing over there, just like y'all doing. But yeah, man, just called in to talk a little shit and add a little bit validity to the Mayweather Gervonta conversation. I'm a draw from personal experience. I'm in a position at my job where I hire and fire, right? So a lot of times I will reach out. I'm inclined as a black man to reach out to a younger black man that I see something in. And I'll say, come on, man, I'm going to hire you. I'm going to put you out here. And when you do that, you look, I got the game for you. I can show you how to be me. The problem always is that they want to be you without work. And what's the soundbite you got next? What Mayweather say? Everybody want to be Floyd Mayweather, but ain't nobody want to work their ass off. That's the problem with these young niggas. These niggas want to be buff, but don't want to lift weights. They want to eat, but they don't want to get the groceries. And they want to come, and Mayweather's like, Roner, I had the game for you, but you didn't want to put in the work. Gervonta, I got the game for you. It's on a platter. But see, I'm a man who earned it from the ground up, from the dirt. Nobody handed me a thing. So the game is to be sold, not to be told to some degree. The sale is your effort and your desire got to match what I put into the game. And if you're not willing to do that, you don't get the Mayweather cosign. But that's what I think about that, dog. I be hearing cats calling in a lot, talking about the GOAT conversations. Let me tell y'all something about GOAT Mountain of TBV. I don't want to hear no GOAT Mountain conversations without JP from Long Beach name being mentioned in it. 2016 caller of the year. 2016 caller in the year. This rap shit y'all doing, Me and Mario started that back in 2016-17, and I still remember about 8 of my bars. I still remember 8 bars, but Ness said I was too gangster. Can I give y'all them old bars, man?
As long as they curse word free, man. YouTube cracking down.
Oh no, okay, they not curse word free, so I ain't gonna do anything to devalue the show. But man, appreciate it, man. Super excited y'all back on the regular. Patreon, I've always been a member and am a member. Alumni status, appreciation nights. Y'all got to get with the program, man. TBV for life.
JP, man,
Yo,
appreciate it.
shout out to JP, man. JP, thank you for the barbecue in Los Angeles. I'll always remember that.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming on tonight, like Furious Styles, just dropping the knowledge on those young guys, boys in the hood. Keep doing this.
JP's one of the first members I remember on the Boxing Voice, callers rather. And when he was like, what's that quote that Floyd used? I thought he was going to say, and you're fighting on the app. Welcome to 2020.
Yo, I'm a little tight right now.
Titus, I seen you do a knocked off the chair move for a second. What happened?
It's a Bitcoin.
It's a Bitcoin thing. I told ya.
Volatile.
Bruh, it ain't. It's climbing. It's at 95.5 right now, bruh.
Gatekeeper. Let it loose. Sell that.
Just think about it. If anybody would have bought at 4:30 yesterday morning at 8,800, that right there was a quick 700 one-day trade. That's it. Just saying. Crazy. Wow. Who we got? Who's next? We're going to let's hear this guy for 3 minutes. Troy, what up? Baltimore.
Gentlemen, how y'all doing? How's everybody doing? Good?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Now,
come on, get off speaker, champ, please. We want to be able to hear you properly.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You in the elevator?
Okay, good. Yeah, I was on Bluetooth. Okay, back to what I was saying. I believe it was you that said about more movement with Wilder, and then I think it was Doomy that said is Wilder 2.0. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't movement. It was more aggression, right? That's what you said?
Yeah, aggression.
Well,
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about.
Andy Lee, that is the question, is Andy
Make
Lee.
it fast.
Andy Lee believes Wilder should be more aggressive in the trilogy. We're asking, is that genuine advice or is it a setup?
No, it's a genuine advice when you have the knowledge for it. You can't just go in there and be more and tell a fighter to be more. You have to step it up and be more aggressive because you need the knowledge, you need the timing, and you need your eyes for that. I don't know. I don't believe Wilder has. I don't believe he has the knowledge of how to use his aggression, or else he would have. And also, you got to have very good eyes and timing because what you're doing is you're catching the other fighter what you're doing is you timing him. So once he punches, you countering, boom, and you catching him like that, right? You can't just go in there and say I'm just whale punches and that's a waste of energy. That's a complete waste of energy. That's how you get hurt. You use your eyes, you use your knowledge, and you know how to take a slight step here, there, and boom. That's it. It's also like a rhythm. It's 1, 2, 2, 1, and all that type of rhythm stuff going on. And then Doomy, you said something about Wilder 2.0. Where'd you get that from, brother? Hello?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Where'd I get it from? 2.0 is just. I was trying to put it in the listener's mind that
no.
You're gonna get
what
a
I mean
version.
What I mean is, what proof do you have that he's stepped up his game, or who did he bring in, or what do you know that the fans don't know?
Well, I'm not in the camp. What I'm saying, what I was trying to drive, the point I was trying to drive is that the loss that he took, all right, it was
right.
It's the type of loss that you take and you go back and you rebuild. You're not going to come back and do the same thing over and over again. You're not going to get the same Wilder off of this. So when I tell you it's a 2.0 Wilder, it's an improved Wilder for this fight.
I got you right
as
there,
far as
brother.
proof,
but if you look at the
the
first
video, I don't have him training. Has he gone back to training?
Let me jump in because
right
my
now?
time is limited. Let me jump in, brother.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Let me jump in because Because what I was going to say, from the first fight to the second fight, did you see anything different besides the fact that he was 20 pounds heavier? Did you see anything different? Honest question.
No,
Did you see anything different?
no. He if he would have done something different, he would have not lost.
That's my point. That's my.
So I see. So they're saying that he didn't show any difference in the second fight. So he's definitely not showing any difference this fight. I can't make sense of that. Because the first fight was so close. Maybe he didn't feel like he needed to change something. Maybe he just felt like it was just one of those nights where the other guy fought a great fight. So I think his biggest mistake was overconfidence.
I think the first fight, that knockdown was what he was like, okay, I still have my power. That was the confidence behind that.
Yeah.
So, but that setup needs to show up.
That probably was the confidence to not change things.
Not change things.
Had that knockout not happened, maybe he would have done things differently, which is what we're assuming now. But I get Troy's argument. It's all assumption.
Yeah, why you guys like that with Troy? Troy is a good caller, man.
How are we with Troy? Troy is a bitter caller.
He's just trying to express himself, man.
You hear the bitterness in his voice all the time. I don't know. He has something personal against Wilder. That's what it is. He doesn't talk about any other subject.
Did you feel attacked?
I don't even think he knows about any other division. Like, I never hear Troy talk about boxing. It's just about Wilder.
What do you know that we the fans don't know, Doomy?
I think Troy thought that. I think Troy was trying to squeeze some information out of me. I don't know, but
know that the fans don't know, Doomy.
You know what I'm saying? No, but look, listen. I'm just saying, Troy, and I get it. I get your point. Trust me, bro. But I'm saying that this has got to be a different Wilder. Again, you're right. It's my assumption, right? But I think that history has painted things differently, and we're gonna get a different kind of guy, a motivated guy, a guy that has made adjustments. If not, I mean, we're gonna get a Wilder that says, "Screw it, just gonna get my millions, collect, and then off into the sunset." Nah, man, you got to come back really motivated, changed, man, or had made the adjustments you had to make. So I'll leave it at that.
All right, let me get to Josh Ringer. Talk to us. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I want to cook on the Wilder first. Yeah, Wilder does need to be more aggressive, but he needs, of course, like I always been saying, he needs to go to the body. And like you said, Ness, you was so on point. He needs to get that cardio right. He needs to run. Like, I don't understand, like, swimming, they say swimming's your best cardio, but legs, you got to have legs, bro. He needs his legs. Like, them legs were shot when he walked out to the ring, whatever you want to say about the costume or whatever. But he needs to run, man, because like you said, bro, if he can throw 50 punches around and, like, that power hitting you in the body and then he eventually going to connect with your face, it's over with. So, yeah, of course on that. The Porter situation, heck no, he's not no gatekeeper. Ain't no way. He still got a good bit of time. But to be honest with you, I think Al Heyman's kind of done with him because he's a champion. Why didn't he have a rematch clause in his contract with Errol Spence? That makes me wonder. The first caller said, bro, a lot of these dudes want to be Floyd Mayweather. They want to be Money Make, but they don't want to go through the pretty boy Floyd stage. When he was knocking people out, when he was fighting anybody that he can fight, that who went running from him, like, bro, like, that's just wrong with these boxers today. You know what I'm saying?
And you're fighting on the app.
That's it, Josh, because you still got more time. You done? You the man then. Let me go out to Mastermind Joseph in Texas. My bad, Joseph. My bad.
BoxingWords.com. Oloki, you are next, my friend. Por eso lo vuelvo a repetir. La era del Canelo la mejor porque peleó con los mejores. La suerte es para los mediocres, my friend.
BoxingWords.com.
Yo, what up, TBV? What up, Doomy, Ness, Coach Mitty, Casual? How y'all doing?
What up?
How you doing?
Yo, man, look, I think people got the term gatekeeper mixed for something that's bad. It's not necessarily a bad thing. The definition of the word gatekeeper is someone who can. Where did it go? Someone who is employed to control what goes through it. Okay, Danny Garcia. A lot of people say he's not an elite level welterweight, right? He couldn't get through Porter, but the ones that were at one point considered the best welterweights, Brook, Thurman, Errol Spence, those guys got through him. That's what a gatekeeper is. Guys like what's his name? Ness keeps bringing up. Been blank on it.
Rosado.
Guys like Rosado, the welterweight.
Bruh, yo, Rosado, unfortunately, and it pains me to say it out loud, but he's a gatekeeper. He never won a world title.
No, those guys are stepping stones. That's what I'm trying to say. A gatekeeper is someone. If you're the top of the top, you got to go through him to prove it. If you're not worthy of it, you're not going to get through him. That's what I'm saying. Danny Garcia. A lot of people feel like he's not an elite level welterweight, and he couldn't get through Porter. So those guys like Collazo and them, Rosado, those are stepping stones in my opinion. Those are guys those are guys you're supposed to beat. A gatekeeper's got to present a challenge. So I don't think Mitty necessarily meant it.
Bruh, but Collazo is a gatekeeper. He upset 2 prospects last year.
Prospects, a gatekeeper is someone keeping you from the very tippity top. Collazo's a stepping stone. Sometimes you.
I get it.
That's what he's saying.
That's what I always thought.
Prospects are not at the gate, man. They're still far away from the gate.
I always thought that the gatekeeper
you know?
was the guy keeping you from reaching the throne. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
I mean, yo, that's not how I was brought up, but he makes good sense because the gatekeeper's holding he's holding the gate to the title shots.
I like the definition. I think that every fight is a gatekeep. There's a gatekeeper in it, regardless the tier and the where you are in the division or ranked. Everyone's a stepping stone. You got to get through every fighter. They might match you to beat somebody's ass, but he may upset you.
Word,
and stop you from getting through that gate, regardless of how far the top gate is. So
that's what I say. Everybody trips on a stepping stone sometimes. But real quick, let me switch to the Mike Tyson thing. It seems, he said on Lil Wayne's show, I don't know if y'all heard it, that they were supposed to have an announcement by the end of the week, and we wouldn't believe some of the names on the list. So I don't know. And I watched that wrestling show. It seems like they're building an angle with him. They got plans for him to come back. So I don't think it's anybody too serious, man.
Supermax, I'll say this on the way out. Thanks for calling in. I know you got a boomerang. Yo, the wrestling thing only had like 1 million hits. I hope it got more by now, bro. That channel must be small as hell, AWE. What the hell? How they got Mike Tyson doing wrestling? Only got imagine Mike would have been on WWE. That's crazy, 1 million hits, bro. That's nothing.
Yeah, and what's the demographics on the wrestling? It's like young people, right? Ain't it like young? Like, is it coming?
And shit
is it coming to a time where Mike Tyson's like kind of
bringing the older generation?
Yeah, not bringing the younger generation in because the people
bringing
who are
the younger generation. You think the younger generation
doesn't know him?
So,
that's
but how does he bring them in?
Nah. Younger generation, no. That's what I'm saying. He's iconic. He lives through
he's
decades.
Icon. That's definitely true.
He transcends decades, bro. It's people that never seen Mike fight. No Mike. Never seen Mike fight. No Mike. That's just how it is at this point.
So it's just gonna be forever legend.
Bro, what you mean forever legend? Once you're a legend, you don't go back. You can't lose legendary status.
You can't. Or iconic.
Yeah, man.
Right. Yeah. Look, when my son was born,
it's a question. It's a question.
Bro, listen. Think about this. I know this is the unpopular thing to say, but he's so popular and iconic that he superseded his charge. Like
when my son was born, he knew who Michael Jackson was.
Yes, something. That's what I was gonna say. Like
I was like, how do you know who Michael Jackson is?
Our kids talk about like Muhammad Ali, Michael Jackson, all those things. Those guys are superstars.
Yeah, man. Nah, they iconic. Superstars in the moment. These dudes transcend decades, man. They iconic, man. They live forever, bro. They live forever, bro. That's like the rock and roll, and Rolling Stones or whatever. Rolling Stone, like when you get to a certain level, Beatles are gonna be forever. Like your children's children won't even listen to the Beatles, but someone will tell them about him. It'll be in a movie.
Yeah.
It'll be compared to music of today. Or
no, they listen. Like people remake this song. They learn about them at school.
Yo,
and
I
all
don't
that.
even
They're
know a
timeless,
Beatles
you know?
song. Is When I Saw Her Face? Is that a Beatles song?
Yeah, I'm a believer. I don't know if that's the Beach Boys.
I don't even know a fucking Beatles song.
No, you know, Let It Be or something like that, right?
Let It Be. Who's Let It Be?
It's the Beatles, man.
Paul McCartney.
I know Paul McCartney.
I know Paul McCluskey.
Michael Jackson.
I know Paul McCluskey. Shout out to Amir Khan. Let me get out to Brandon, Cincinnati. What up?
What up? Move out the way.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people usually get like, this is just my definition, like gatekeepers and journeymen mixed up. When I think of journeyman, I think of, a guy who's, had a long career, maybe not had a big win ever, but he's durable. You put your young fighter in there for his first 10 rounder against a journeyman, and he's usually, doesn't have a chance of winning. Somebody like Kevin Johnson in the heavyweight division, that's usually like a journeyman fighter. Durable guy, don't usually get, but he's gonna give you guys some rounds and be tough. Now a gatekeeper is a guy who actually has a chance of like winning the fight. He's been in some championships. He's probably been on the wrong side of some bad decisions, like Edner Cherry back in the day. Guys like Edner Cherry, people like that. Those are the guys I consider like gatekeepers. Them cats can actually have a good chance of beating you. But for like promotional reasons and things like that, they just haven't really got that break. Like you guys said, I forgot the cat name, but there's a couple guys, like I said, Edner Cherry's a gatekeeper, a well-known gatekeeper. Darnell Boone was a really good gatekeeper. So that's just my take on the gatekeeper and journeyman and stuff like that. Luis Collazo was a gatekeeper as well. But as far as Wilder, being more aggressive,
at least Luis Collazo was a world champion, man. I don't think Chisora could say the same.
Yeah, for sure. But as far as Wilder, I do agree. He need to, when he say be more aggressive, I think means like up the punch output. Ever since that Gerald Washington fight, it seemed like Wilder just like the output is low and he's just looking for that big right hand. Like he ain't consistently working the jab a lot. So yeah, I agree. He needs to be more aggressive in that. He needs to up the punch output. Use his jab more to set up the big shots. And hopefully he does do that. But if he listening to his fans, he's probably not, because you bastards are telling him he lost because of water and gloves and he was drugged and shit. So he probably don't think he got to work on that. Listen to y'all. So hopefully he ain't listening to his delusional ass fans, because y'all telling him it was everything but his skill set. So hopefully he mute y'all out and does work on his craft and becomes more efficient as a boxer. And as far as Sean Porter, I mean, I kind of agree with what he's saying. I mean, let's just be real. Errol Spence said it best. Sean Porter can't really sell out a family barbecue. So, or is a network going to, dish out major money to cross-promote a pay-per-view with Sean Porter? Probably not. So I'm not surprised about that.
Shout out, Netness. What was the caller's name?
Brandon in Cincinnati.
Brandon, that was a good call, man. I like the breakdown of journeyman and gatekeeper, and we have to respect journeyman, man. I appreciate what they do for all the fighters, man.
And I like he said, Wilder listening to the fans, man, he ain't gonna change his game plan. He blaming the glove and all the other conspiracies.
Yeah, man, shout out to Chisora, man, because, he going to be Usyk's toughest fight in the heavyweight division. I actually look forward to him facing Usyk, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure he'll come up short, but, I won't put it past him surprising us in that fight, with some good action. I don't even like those terms though, man. They're very disrespectful to the fighters. I used to use them in the beginning, but they just
What,
don't.
journeyman?
All of them. Yeah, yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
I don't think they're disrespectful. Like, especially, I don't know. I think like they are understood
Well,
in a different
you're
concept,
telling
right?
someone or you're labeling someone who does this for a career. You're
But that's what
categorizing
they
them.
do.
You're
That's what they
marginalizing.
do.
You put them in a box. So it's like
That's what they do. And I've seen like some journeymen. They made a decision early on in their career that this is the route that they're going because they're not being pushed by the promoter, and they fight maybe 2 times at least a month. Some of them, the low-level journeymen, right, on small hole shows in the UK, some of them like 3-4 times a month. You know, they go in there and they just do what they do. They have a job on the side as well, so they're just putting like some cash in the
yeah,
pocket and
but
then that's it.
you know that guy's not giving you what you need. He's just a win or a loss on the record.
He is, but he's building you up like he's building you up like a 5, 6, 7 fight record so that you can just go to the next thing. Say, hey, I've got a 6-0 record. Now you can be in a conversation with something else, right? And by the way, that guy can actually beat you, but he's just, he's just doing what he needs to do, right? So he's playing his parts. So
I don't know, man. You lose to a dude that got a job and ain't taking it seriously.
But my man, the dude was good enough. He could have done that proper, and he could have been pushing for titles and stuff like that. But the economics and the reality of boxing says to him that, hey, no one is pushing you. You're not selling a barbecue or a family barbecue like this guy said, So, yeah, that's what it is. No one wants to use you. Promoters don't see you making money for them. So, but you want to help them building other fighters. If you want to do that, yeah, you're going to make money. That's what happens. That's the game.
I guess it's because I'm competitive. I don't want to be a journeyman or a gatekeeper.
I hear you.
I don't want to hold the keys to the gate of you being the champ. I'm the freaking champ.
I see it disrespectful because I see like if you call any fighter a journeyman and he believes he's gonna be like, man, GTFO out of here.
Yeah, but this guy is probably not a journeyman. He's a fighter who thinks that he can do better, but he's just losing just because he can't win. Whereas the journeymen are losing because they're just giving you experience.
That's the point. But that's why I keep using Chisora. Chisora should be a journeyman, but right now he's having a contendership run.
Listen, Chisora can win. That's the problem. You put Chisora in there with Takam thinking that, yeah, I'm going to do my thing. Boom. Chisora slips him. Chisora thinks like, Spilka comes in there saying, oh, you know what, I've been out, KO'd, I'm going to revive my career.
It's going over your head. That's what I'm trying to say. I am calling Chisora a journeyman, but he's obviously showing us that he's having a contender run. So it is a disrespectful term.
Yeah, but no one calls him that. No one calls him that.
No one calls him a journeyman?
People who are calling Chisora journeyman really misunderstand the term. And, Chisora is not a journeyman, period. He is a guy who is not going to win title now, probably not. But he's a guy that can just, he thinks he's a contender, and he's kind of a contender. He's in the top 10, but he just can't just win the title. He can't take the prize. That's the thing.
First time I heard Journeyman was on HBO. Jim Lampley, I don't know whose name he was acknowledging, but he was like, such and such Journeyman from Minnesota.
Listen, it is very difficult to talk about Journeyman openly and candidly in a boxing game. But if you are in the business of boxing, we all know what we're talking about when we talk about journeymen. And it's very difficult to come on live and talk about journeymen and what they are and what they do, because it kind of puts shades on the sport overall. But journeymans are what they are. They're journeymen. They know who they are when they go in there.
So let me just give you a couple of facts here. In boxing or kickboxing, mixed martial arts, or any of those combat sports, but let's talk about boxing. In boxing, a journeyman is a fighter who has adequate skill, but is not of the caliber of a contender or gatekeeper.
Damn. Gatekeeper in there.
So gatekeeper is, we were what Super
higher
Max
level.
Said
He's a higher level.
Yeah, Super Max was right in that. outside of the combat sports, a journeyman is a trader of crafts. Okay, it goes on to something else. So that was the brief description they had. Then a journeyman will often serve as opponents for young up-and-coming prospects and will often step in at late notice should a fight fall through. Journeymen are said to have little or no expectation of winning fights against contenders or most gatekeepers, but this does not preclude them from having a winning record against less skilled fighters.
Yeah. There's something. No, there's some things they can't spell out for you, but you need to understand what you're reading.
Yeah,
right? So,
and that's what I was just gonna say, because it also could be a matter of opinion, who you call journeyman, gatekeeper, etc., etc. So
definitely a matter of opinion. Let me get to Trey in the Bay. Talk to me.
Man, about time. Do I got an echo? I'm on my Bluetooth.
No echo.
Oh, Coach Mitty. They came to me just in time, bruh. I got a question for you, Coach Mitty. Ain't you a professional boxer?
No, I'm not. I'm a boxer. Man.
I was trying to figure out if you was a journeyman or a Eurobomb. That's what I was trying to figure out.
You can sign up for Border Wars and we can find out.
You got a lot to say about Sean Porter, man, but you ain't even went that far. And that's but then Chisora's not a journeyman with 9 losses, but Sean Porter is with 3. And
no. I never called Sean Porter a journeyman. Never.
I'm trying to figure this out. And then Amir Khan? Did you hear him when he said Amir Khan? Like, come on, bruh. You UK dudes be so delusional, bruh. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Man? I had some other shit to say, too, but this dude, your boy, man. Hey, Coach Mitty, how many, you say you ain't got no pro fights? So you saying you not even Sean Porter at all? You said...
No, I'm not. I'm not Sean Porter at all.
So you're not even Amir Khan?
I'm not American at all. Definitely not. Those guys are high level compared to me, man.
Okay. I was just wondering. Okay, so we got the Eurobomb passing judgment, and he can't even fight.
Nah, he's actually semi-pro. Semi-pro. Yeah.
Semi-pro with judgment on pros. Okay, that's my call, y'all. I made my point.
All right. Good night, man.
But I mean, I don't know why that excludes the opinion. I ain't got no semi-pro fights, and I got hella opinions on fighters.
I think she was getting at you. You fresh out here.
No, it's the Sean Porter thing. But you know what? I think less people should be upset with Mitty now that we've got the true definition.
It's also just like understanding what people are saying and reacting and all those things, right? But I mean, that's okay.
I think it's more about the definition. Yeah. I think it's more about the definition because I took offense to him being a gatekeeper, but after listening to the true definition, he holds the key. He holds the keys to the gate to guys like Earl Spence and Manny.
And it's also point of view, right? Because in all this, like you hear voice. And then you react to certain things. Or you hear like a term and you say, oh, shit, I don't like that term. But then you don't listen to what people are saying, right? That the guy is skilled. The guy brings it. The guy can win. If you sleep on him, he will sleep you. That's the thing. People don't listen to that. They heard like gatekeeper straight away. Boom. Let's go, but I mean that's okay. That's what we're here for. It's the voice of the people, man. Let's all talk.
But just like she only heard. Hold on, Enrique. She only heard you praise Amir Khan, but not simultaneously say that you are biased.
That was a lady here on the phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Trey.
Oh, shout out. Sorry, I didn't recognize. Like, so cool.
I thought you was trying to match her up with Naja. I'm like,
no.
Yo, Coach was like, yo, you can sign up the Bodo.
The matchmaker.
Hey Trey, he was trying to go take you in the ring. You say you can't fight. He was like, well, sign up the Border Wars and find out.
No. Yeah. So I apologize. No. Please don't sign to find me on Border Wars. Like,
Yo, talking, but he wouldn't fight Mitty on Border Wars. That's Teddy's 199 super chat. Yo, of course, after hearing the definition.
Yo, Trey is a girl, Teddy.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
a
knows
female.
that now.
Fuck,
Yeah,
sorry, Trey.
my bad, Trey.
A
But
woman,
like, I mean,
a woman.
No, I'm not
keep-
saying Mitty. I mean Teddy, because Teddy B did a super chat saying
Oh
talk.
yeah.
Look, he
Okay,
just
okay. Yeah.
he just
Yeah,
retracted
no.
it. He
I mean,
just
he made the same mistake. He made the same mistake.
he made the
I
same
can
mistake.
understand
me
But
get
look,
that back.
hey yo, but he
Let
retracted
me
it.
get
He retracted it
It's the
on
way-
his side, but I can see it on my side still. So it says talking,
it's
but
the
he
way she
wouldn't get
have-
in the ring with Mitty in Baltimore.
We all seen that. Like, it's the way she was hyper and all that. But I do hope like we keep having her online, and maybe me and her can make peace or something. Like, so.
No,
Like,
It'll be peace.
yeah.
Nah, but
bro,
look, the
Trey calls
gatekeeper-
in every day and
Every day and
every
boomerangs
single
and
day
counterpunches.
boomerangs and counter
Yeah,
punches.
shout out to her. That's
Yo,
she
but
ain't going
listen,
nowhere.
can I get in? Damn,
I
what
just
y'all,
can we?
y'all rioting out here? Damn.
Yo,
Let me get in, man.
You
Let
in
me
there.
get in. Damn, I'm saying gatekeeper. You said gatekeeper holds the key to get to the next level. So I'm still stuck on like, yo, every fighter's a gatekeeper, man. You got to get past me. That's why they want to fight Canelo. Caleb Plant has to fight David Benavidez. One of them got the key. Both of them want to get in that gate.
I hear you, man. But we can't, make it that difficult. Making everybody a gatekeeper. There just got to be some guys that's what they are.
People
It
killing
just
me in that
changes,
chat,
though.
man. Calling
Sean can be
yes.
that,
They calling you Billy Joe Saunders, dog.
calling you BJS out here.
Let me get to Info Joe in California. Hey, man, what it do? What it do?
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo, what's up, my boxing brothers?
What up?
What up, Joe?
What up, Doomsday, Ness, Cass? What up, Coach Mitty, man? Good to see you on the panel, brother. The only guy that comes from the UK and still remain undefeated in border wars, man. So much shout out to you, though. But I disagree with you, too, bro. You my guy, Mitty. You know you my guy. Hey, first off, I want to answer the questions that you had this morning. You didn't get to me this morning. Top 5 up-and-coming stars. And I will put the order at Tank as of right now. Devin Haney is right on his heels. And I got to go with Teofimo Lopez. And if he beats Loma, he's going to be on top of that order. Then comes Shakur and Ryan, man. And I like all of those guys, man, for different reasons. And I do like we in good hands in boxing with those young dudes, man. I just want them all to start fighting each other. Far as let me lead this on to this Tank Davis situation. I agree with the caller, the 2016 year. JP from Long Beach, he was right. I think that he sees in Floyd sees in Haney what he sees in himself. I think once Tank didn't miss weight and he was moving up and he wasn't listening to his coach Calvin or Floyd and he still missed weight and he still not taking it serious as Floyd, I think he is like slowly, releasing him, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just words now, but he's going to start distancing himself from that kid, and maybe he should leave. I don't know. As far as Porter, the reason why I disagree that he is not a gatekeeper, out of all the top 5 welterweights, I don't see none of them head and shoulders above each other. I always say this. I think if they all fought twice, they will all have losses. Porter, all the fights he had with the top 5 guys, man, it's been a difference of 2 or 3 rounds, if that. If you flip those, it could go in his favor, especially in the Spence fight, especially in the Thurman fight, in the Danny fight. So he's I would still consider him a contender, not a gatekeeper. I consider a gatekeeper like a guy like Robin Hood Castellanos, who he was the prospect killer. Beat Ronnie Rios. All them young he was known for taking O's. Y'all remember that dude?
Yep.
Yeah, he was known for taking those young dudes O's. I would look at him as more of a gatekeeper, in my opinion. And what else did I have? Far as Wilder, he should be more aggressive in spots. I think Wilder needs to work on fighting backwards. He keeps going back in a straight line, thinking he's out of distance from Fury's reach, and he's just leaning back. He needs to slip side to side, take 2 steps back, pivot to the left, or pivot to the right. If he gets rid of that habit and it's more
We got King Born. Talk to us. Desperados. We going out to Jonathan. Talk to us.
Good evening, TBV. How y'all doing?
All good, brother. How are you?
Good, champ.
I'm doing blessed. I'm blessed, man. Thanks for asking. Enjoying this North Carolina weather. All right, let's get right to it. As far as Andrade, I don't want to see him versus Derevchenko. I'd rather see him versus Billy Joe, a Triple G, a Charlo, something like that. As far as Sean Porter, yes, based off the definition, he is a gatekeeper. In my opinion, he never really wanted the Bud fight. If he was going to take it, the money had to be right. It's not about the title. That's why his dad excluded the title when they fought Broner, because it was more about the money than the title. They don't want to pay them sanctioning fees. But if Porter can get ranked in the WBA, then we could possibly see that fight. But if not, that fight's never going to happen. As far as Wilder, yes, I agree. He does need to be aggressive. I do think that is good information, but it's how he applies it. I think running, getting his cardio up, definitely is a must. But we need to figure out where he's at mentally first. That's the first thing he needs to figure out, is where he's at mentally. Accept that he lost, and then, like they've been saying, fix his activity, counter ability, footwork, his blocking. And if he does take a tune-up, it should be Dylan White. That way he doesn't lose his position at the WBC. As far as Tank, I do think he needs to man up and stop acting like a brat. You know what I'm saying? I, for one, believe competition is good for an individual. It should help motivate you. So I think what Floyd doing with Devin is great. And personally, I think another angle people should look at it is Floyd may be fattening up Haney to build the next Floyd versus Pat 2.0. So that's another angle I think people might be overlooking, is he might be creating a Floyd versus Pac in-house so he can reap all the benefit of the money. And like you taught us in the past, it's hard to get rid of a manager. So I don't see Tank leaving Floyd anytime soon. Tank just need to grow up, man up, and accept his responsibility in his position in boxing and do what he got to do. It don't matter who Floyd training. He your manager. He going to promote you. He going to be by your side when the fight happens. And that's all he needs to worry about. Outside of that, he need to take care of business. I don't know if you guys got any questions, but before I go, Ness, one thing I would advise to you with the stock is I would look and see what Bitcoin got going on, like what they plan on doing in the future, how the market is moving with them, and then that will let you know whether to hold or sell or buy more. That's why insider trading is so deadly, because people can make a move before the public gets to know. So I would just continue to read up on what they got going on as far as future current and future events. And that's pretty much my call, if y'all don't have no questions for me.
That's it. But I will say, yeah, man, I'm not trying to do it from a traditional standpoint. I'm like buying it and selling it because you can make money in between. You know what I mean? You just got to buy it at the right time and sell it at the right time. See, like, if I didn't sell, I wouldn't have made the profit. But if I didn't sell, I would have rode the wave down and back up and could have sold now and made more profit. So it's up to you. But if you buy and sell, you never lose that profit because you buying and selling daily. But it's you gotta really, really follow it, man. Like, that's why Mitty's laughing back there. Y'all can't see him, but he's laughing. You know. See, he got all his teeth showing. I should show y'all all his teeth right now. You can see. See it in Orlando, what it do?
Shit. My bad. I'm just listening.
All right, we got Steve in Chicago. What's up?
Yeah, hey, what's up? Oh, man. I don't know where to start here. I want to talk to this Coach Mitty. Now I know who he is, or I know of him. So I'm not trying to fight you, man, but you left your brain at the door. You said that Wilder needs to work on his jab and get a tune-up. Did you know Wilder is like 42-1, and he just lost to the hold on, let me finish. He lost to the number one fighter in the division. Okay? He's got 41 knockouts. His jab worked for those 41 knockouts because he uses his jab to set up the right hand to knock dudes out. Okay?
You misunderstood me. I said he needs to capitalize on what he does well, and what he does well is using his jab. So he needs to do it a bit more.
You want him to get a tune-up. Did you want AJ to get a tune-up when he got waxed by Ruiz?
No, like so. When I talked about.
He's gonna be all right. He had a bad night. You're a fighter. He had a bad night, brother. That's it. He had a bad night.
So don't get upset. Like so, when I talked about getting a tune-up is when we talked about him just putting even more weight, and I said if that's what he wants to do, then I would.
Look, and the second point. Listen to this. The second point. You said I don't know about this journeyman and this gatekeeper. You got me dizzy with that. All I know is you said that you didn't want Porter to fight Crawford because you didn't think it was a good fight. You said Porter shouldn't fight. Who the hell do you want Crawford to fight? And don't tell me Spence. Who's he going to fight? Porter ain't good enough for you?
No, I do want him to fight Spence, actually. Like so, if you want me to answer truthfully what I want, I do want him to fight Spence.
They're not going to make that fight now. And you're going to say you don't want to see. That's a good fight for Crawford, man. Who's Crawford going to fight? Brooke? Would you let me ask you that? Do you want to see Crawford fight Brooke over what's the better fight? Brooke or Porter for Crawford?
Now, Porter is actually a better fight, but Brooke might actually happen before that, right? But Brooke, Porter is a better fight. Once again, like you get all emotional and all upset on this, and that's all good, right? So that's fine, right? Again, go back and rewind, right?
You're talking crazy.
No, go back and rewind, right? What I did say is that Crawford is not gonna get credit if he beats Porter, right?
Yes,
that fight can happen, but he's not gonna get the credit.
He hasn't gotten credit for all the guys. He would get more credit than the last 3, 4, 5 guys he's fought. What are you talking about?
See,
I'm with Steve, man. I'm with Steve, yo. He would get credit for Crawford, man. I mean, Crawford would get credit for Porter, like.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be my argument with you, Mitty. Like, hell no, of course he gets credit for Crawford. He's bigger than a journeyman. He's bigger than the gatekeeper. Or if he is the gatekeeper, he got through. You know,
that's true. Like, so until we get to it, then you'll see, right? I'm hoping that I'm wrong, right? But if we ever talk on the show in the future and we say like, man, Crawford he beat like a Porter, off the lockdown of this, and he was supposed to beat him because he comes forward and all that.
Nah, but Mitty, you just being pessimistic, I think, because you got to look at it like this too. If you fight Porter, that's a common opponent with Earl. It builds the fight. It builds the fight. That's traditional. That's traditional way of promoting. We going to Stone Bone Boxing, Colorado. Talk to me.
Yeah, man, Porter, that's a big fight for him. I just think he looking at the options where he can make a couple $1 million and double back and try to get that fight. He don't see Bud having a opponent that he think can beat him, so he feel he can probably cash out, get him a little, not a tune-up fight, but a stay busy, come off COVID fight, and then rethink that fight. Maybe he think it's a better time to target that fight with an audience. You know what I mean? It just makes sense financially. That ain't a fight that's gonna happen without an audience. So he's just being realistic. With the Tank thing, you said he could sit out like Mikey. Mikey, I went back and looked at BoxRec. Mikey was out 2 years and 6 months, so 30 months. Mikey was out. No fight for 30 months from when his last fight till he got back in the ring. 30 months.
I know what you about to say. I know that Tank ain't as disciplined as Mikey. He'll get fat, but that's up to Tank not to get fat. That's not us. That's not our fault. I'm just saying he could wait his contract out.
I'm looking at it like this. Him 30 months later, I don't see him being he gonna be a 5'5", 147 pounder or something when he come back.
That's
Like, I
that's
don't
because
know.
you assuming he gonna gain weight and you assuming he got 30-something months left. You gotta
I know.
remember his gym is nothing but young, up and coming, hungry people. You know, they got the cop, the female cop, they got his sister, they got Truck, they got Cassius Chaney, they got what's the other one?
Hey, well, that's
Malik Warren.
yeah.
I
I know
mean, he got plenty. He could do
he
exactly what
got
Mikey did.
motivated.
All Mikey
Hey,
did was stay in the gym with Robert. That's all he
but
did.
look though, Mikey dad was a boxing coach. His brother, he's been boxing his whole life. I ain't saying Tank haven't been doing it, but if he was only out of the ring for 5 months and then he missed weight, then he was out of the ring one time with like 6-7 months and he missing weight, moving up. He was only out of the ring 4 months, moved up and fought Gamboa and missed weight. He made it after like the third weigh in, but it's just like, would he be disciplined enough to be out? Not even 30 months. Let's cut that in half. If it was a 15-month hold that he had to do, could he do that and come
Hell
back
yeah.
and still? I don't know.
I
And then
think
they always
so.
say, look, we hold up real quick, and we say 25 is young, but Broner became a laughingstock after the stuff he pulled with Porter. Broner was 26 years old when he lost to Porter and became a laughingstock where now he getting through to Mikey, through the Pacquiao, used for his black popularity for brown fighters to gain popularity off like they did with Mikey. So we got to be honest about this. If Broner was 26 when he became a kind of a laughingstock, like, oh, he ain't going to win no more big fights, Tank is 1 year away from that. He sit out 15
Different
to 24 months.
trajectories, man. Different trajectories. Different divisions, too. Tank ain't trying to jump up 2 divisions.
All right, but listen.
Damn, and it was something else you said. Fuck, that's why I love cutting off, bro. Something else he said. Oh, my God. Nobody got nothing to say on that?
It was Shinobi.
I should have Shinobi, bro. He said something. I was just trying not to cut him off.
You made several points.
That's what I'm realizing, man. It's hard not to do. I usually say, listen to the show and say, man, let them speak. But you have something that you want to come back with straight away and not lose it. So it's hard, but no, it'll come back, man.
It'll come back. Let's go to the next caller. It'll hit you. Chant.
Lids Low, Decatur, Georgia.
What's happening, everybody?
What up?
Chant.
Everything, Coach, man. Shout out to Baldy. Okay, I'm going to get right to it, man. You know how I feel about the Tank Davis situation. Like, this is what I say. Leave, or if it is coming to an end, let it come to an end. Go out there, see what you can do. You know how you have, not you particularly, but how somebody has some kids and it's just that one that just bad as fuck for whatever reason. You understand? He do everything wrong. So, Tank, go ahead, bro. Go on out there, see what's out there. 'Cause ain't nothing but Dazn with Eddie with them snake eyes rubbing his hands together like, bring it on over here. You understand? So, and then you got to make weight, too. So, that's a whole nother thing. Anyway, I'm keeping moving. The Fury thing, I think he is giving Wilder advice, but he's setting them up at the same time. One thing about Fury, he can fight different ways, bro. He can come at you. He can go back. He can go to the side. So, it's probably just another angle of showing you how he feel that Fury can beat Deontay Wilder, even by giving him advice. Andrade going against who?
Derevyanchenko.
Who Andrade supposed to be? Oh, yeah. So shout out to him for even taking a fight, man. He a soldier. Take the fight. Let's get Andrade all the fights he can get. Shout anybody against Andrade getting a fight against anybody, shout to stop hanging. The man, he in the Terrence Crawford situation, bro. We got to take what we can get. So get a man, I'm sorry, you just said that. Derevyanchenko. Get him to him. Let's make it happen, man. As far as Porter pulling back, Porter is a calculating, smart guy. If he pulling back, it's for a reason. Like Stonebone said, he might be thinking about the payday. If he ain't finna fight in front of no fans, he gonna wait till the fans come back so he can get that check. I dig it. This whole thing with Charlo, bro, I hope it ain't true. I hate for that. It's Jermall, right? Not Jermall.
Yeah, Jermall.
Damn, that's fucked up. 'Cause, Jermall the high-headed one. But Man, I hope that ain't true about that, man. I hope he get up out that situation. Hey, you bro, you know you can't put your hands on nobody, child. Who else? Mike Tyson, you know how I feel about that. I don't like him coming back. Y'all, they need to scrap that whole thing. Mayweather participating in the thing. Mayweather, this is a whole other side we finna see of Mayweather. People not finna like it. You see it by him doing it with Devin Haney. He see the man want to be great. He said, okay, bet, I'm going to put you on the jet. I'm going to take you to my house. I'm going to show you the belts. I'm going to give you everything, bro. It's up to you to do what you want to do with it. Tank Ben saw all this, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to leave it like that. Shout out to everybody. Mitty was had in UK in the house, and I'm out there time, man.
What up, man?
Yo.
My man was from UK?
Haney just posted.
Nah, I know he wasn't from UK. He sound like
he from Decatur, Georgia. Yo, Haney just posted 5 minutes ago doing more work with Floyd, bro. Like, they really training every day. Only thing I don't like about the training is Haney doing pad work in, like, Air Maxes. Like, you gonna twist your ankle, but he's that gifted.
So he just did it real quick then.
Nah, you don't just do pad work with Mayweather real quick. And Mayweather fully dressed, ready to train. Mayweather, no, they in training mode. I don't know. Maybe he forgot his boxing shoes. They going hard too.
Yeah, maybe he maybe that's his comfort.
Or he cooled out with the mitts. He was doing some other stuff.
Yeah, maybe he was doing strength and conditioning. Mayweather walked through the gym and boom. But it ain't Mayweather's gym though, so they probably traveling together. See, I guess, there's people out there is like, I'm making my own lane. I don't want to be Mayweather's protege, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be that dude. I would definitely be soaking it in like Devin Haney, man. He's intelligent, man. We went to King Born, right? Oh, he had the Desperados. King Born, what up?
Hey, peace, guys. Peace. Listen, I feel like this, right? Mayweather playing games with Gervonta, but we know Gervonta got to mature. You know what I'm saying? When it come to Sean Porter, he ain't no gatekeeper. We all know that he ain't no gatekeeper, man. Because I really think that he beat Errol. If Errol didn't hit him with that, he would have beat him. You know what I'm saying? So my thing right now is like Errol ain't no Sean Porter's not no gatekeeper. Leave that alone. I think he got a chance to be another world champion. When it comes to Deontay Wilder, remember, this boy was a bronze medalist in the Olympics. He know how to box. We know what he did. We know what we all know what he did to Bermane Stiverne, right? Look at the athletic. Look how he's moving. Now, you got to understand something. I remember that episode with Matt, the hipster Hunter, was talking about he was in that karate stance and all that, and he leveled him. We all know that Deontay is more athletic. He's athletic. Just box him. And I don't know if he got to get big. Like Mitty said, shout out to you, Mitty. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he got to get big and whatnot, but he got to be flexible. He got to have the hunger. I don't think Deontay hungry like that, man. You got to get hungry again. What y'all think?
I hear you, man. Yeah, I'm with it because I'm watching Gervonta Davis IG. I mean, excuse me, wrong champion. I'm watching Devin Haney IG, and it's like, yo, he got pictures laying in Floyd jet, talking about I wanted to break the cycle and make my family proud. I hear you, young champ. Look. Yo, they building it up. That's crazy. They took Tank out the equation. He got a picture. I'm a screen share this. No. Yo, I love him. See, this the intelligence of that man. Bill, shout out to Bill and Devin. They so smart. Why he did the side-by-side with him and Floyd and the side-by-side with Oscar and Ryan. Ooh.
Yeah, I peeped that.
Ooh. They try to take Gervonta out that super fight. That was Gervonta's pay-per-view. You know it was.
And look at that, Devin smiling in that jet. He like, yee.
Yo, he laid up in that jet chilling, bro. That's that life right there if you a fighter, man. Look at that right there. Oh, that's Canelo. That ain't Oscar. They took Oscar out the equation, too. Let me get to Big Inf in New York. What up?
Yo, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Yo, shout outs to all of y'all, man. But I want to say this, man. Whoever said Chisora was a journeyman, yo, he's big bugging, man. He's not a journeyman. If anything, he's a gatekeeper, like y'all talking about. A gatekeeper is the dude you got to fight. The prospect got to fight to solidify them as a contender. Somebody like an Austin Trout. Now that's a gatekeeper. You know, if you beat him, you belong in the big boy division, man. That's my taking him out, my guys.
Yeah, I think Ness was saying that before we really got the actual like gatekeeper definition.
Bruh,
I see it that way.
Chisora does not hold the keys to any title. No, he doesn't. He ain't even in front of the gate to the IBO. Don't make me tell the truth like that, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, but what he was saying is not a journeyman. Yeah, so we can argue that he might not be a gatekeeper, but he's not like he's not a journeyman for sure.
You gotta beat Chisora. Like, if F.A. Ajagba beats Chisora, his next fight is not a title shot. He gotta beat like Chisora, Joseph Parker. It gotta go on and on.
I get you, but that gives him like some at least like some a bit more credential, right? We say, oh wow, he beat Chisora, right? So, and that gets him like somewhere. It's like a bigger stepping stone than some of the other fights that he's had so far. So, Chisora is a decent name. If you beat him, then maybe you're getting close to the gates.
Close to the
I mean, there's a gate, and you got to get through that gate, man. So
that's
before
it.
the
everybody,
gate.
but I could see it like if you have the key to the championship gate, then you could kind of feel not disrespected as being called a gatekeeper. Because to me, I was taking gatekeeper or journeyman definitely, but gatekeeper I was taking as like, damn, that's kind of disrespectful label. But if you are the keeper of the gate, behind the gate is the championship title.
It gives it more clout when you break it down.
Yeah. But then again, you still have to get through him. So at that point, if you don't get through him, do you call him a gatekeeper still?
No, listen, it also depends on the ambition of the fighters. There are some fighters that will just take offense to all those words for sure, but we don't mean that as disrespectful like that, right? So, if I feel like my next fight I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna get a title, then I won't like it if you call me a gatekeeper, right? So
I don't think any of the Charlos like to be called a gatekeeper.
Oh, definitely.
But they
not.
champions. You can't call them gay. They both got WBC titles right now.
And those guys, they're always angry, man. Like, so
Let me
even if you call them champ, they'll be like, what?
Who a champ? What?
Let me get to
who you calling the champ?
Let me get to
It's me, Mario.
Oh shit!
Hey, y'all hear me okay like this, or do I have to come off Bluetooth?
It sound like you driving, so we'll deal with it so you don't die.
No, I'm good. Is that better?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Shout out to everybody. Mitty, thank you for holding me down because, wow, I almost ripped my phone out my hand, out the window, hearing Ness talk that crazy stuff. And Kaz, man, I'm so disappointed in Kaz's evening. I cannot believe it. But anyway, look, I'm gonna put it simple. Mitty's absolutely right, 100%. Crawford would get no respect from people after he beat Porter. Like, would I give him respect? Absolutely. Would this panel give him respect? Absolutely. Would TBV listeners and supporters and TBV family give him respect? Yeah, but we don't make up the most people, all right? And everybody's gonna be like, oh man, Earl Spence already beat him. Like, it would, of course he wouldn't get that respect. Like, Crawford deserves respect right now, this second, every moment of the day. And yet people talk about him like as if he's some, random dude or if he's not the pound-for-pound best in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. It's just to hear it, like, put, like, the way y'all make it sound is like Porter's the A-side and Porter's the favorite. And, I mean, I respect Porter and he's great. But, anyway, moving on to the next one. I think that Tank is stuck. I really do. I think that he's stuck. There's no situation. But I don't think that there'd be ever a time where he's ever going to leave because, it's like the move on the block. You know, when you were mad, and then the older guys came up to you, kind of threw that arm around you, and like, yo, you know, keep your head. That's all Mayweather has to do. Give Tank that little pep talk, like, yo, you know, you still my number one. I got you. I'm holding you down. Like, you know, I'm just setting up this Haney fight, or you know, I'm just trying. I like the Pacquiao idea that I forgot who said it. I think it was Jonathan, but you know, he ain't going nowhere. That's just plain and simple. But yeah, what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, man, I think Mike Tyson is setting up a wrestling angle, to be honest with you. I don't really think he's coming back anymore. He's getting pretty good money with AEW. I saw him last night. He looked incredible. But if he does fight, I promise you the first place we're going to see him is a wrestling ring before. They're definitely setting up an angle, which is unfortunate because I think he's gotten everybody's hopes up high. So, I don't know. I mean, he's talking about fights, but you know, ultimately we'll see. I think Joseph Supermax is the one who kind of put it in my mind that this is all an angle, and this might have always been an angle, you know, for him to come back to wrestling because that's something he enjoyed. But anyway, shout out to you all. Definitely, I'm moving right now, getting my office set up, so I'm going to be ready to go. Yeah, man, shout out to all y'all. Y'all have held it down today. Great show. I've enjoyed every second of it while we're moving. You know, so, yeah, see y'all tomorrow.
Shout out Mario.
Marioski. Yo, but as much as I like it, it's entertaining. I don't think Mike Tyson sticks in the wrestling business. I don't see Mike Tyson at his age getting slammed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that might be in the contract, but wrestling is lucrative and not real.
Yeah, no.
Hell yeah. Tyson Fury's deal was crazy.
I've never been a fan of wrestling and all that. I don't understand it, so that's not for me at all, man. You know.
I was a fan when I was like 8 of WWF.
Like, would you tune in if you saw Tyson, like, you know?
No, man. No, man. That doesn't interest me. When I see wrestling on the TV, I just flick the channel to something else, man. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm the same right now. Would I watch it because Mike Tyson? No. If they were like Mike Tyson is wrestling Floyd Mayweather, I might watch it though.
Even that, I will flick. Like, you know, I don't really care.
Remember when Mayweather, you know, caught the Big Show with like a left hook?
Yo, why his shorts were so long in that wrestling match?
They were.
Bruh, he had on capris before capris was popping. He was already
He
rocking
was supposed to be hiding his height. That's why.
By having hot waters? I ain't get it.
Nah, that's why I didn't get it either. What are you doing? Trying to hide your height? Like, what's the damn... He had like basketball shorts.
Let me go out to Mike Jerry. What it do?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you doing?
All good, all good.
Good, champ.
Yo, I'm sorry. I just got into the house, man. What is the topic that you're talking about?
Well, right now there was a few topics. One was, you know,
first question is Tank Davis and Mayweather Promotions coming to an end. Do you believe that?
I definitely don't believe that. There's always been some rough, like, I don't know, like, I think that's just their relationship. Because in past fights, they've had beef and quote unquote beef, and nothing's come from it. You know what I mean? So it may just be a ploy to promote two fighters at one time, and people don't even know it.
Second topic is Fury's co-trainer Andy Lee believes Wilder should be more aggressive in the trilogy if he wants to get the win, and we're asking, do you think this is genuine advice or is it a setup?
It's genuine advice. If it's coming from the opposition, I mean, come on now. Like, that's definitely. I think Wilder is gonna make the correct adjustments. He's gonna get in the ring, and he's gonna fucking perform like a champion. Now, I want him to win. I don't know if he's gonna win, but if he goes in there on his shield and it's a fucking toe-to-toe fight, Fury's no joke. I don't know why people acting like Fury's a slouch. Fury's one of the best boxers in the world at heavyweight. If Wilder go out there and do what he has to do, then I feel it's either going to be maybe a draw or he may come out with the win. Who knows? But coming from that person, nah, that's cap. That's all cap.
Andre saying fighters are scary over at Dazn. He want to move up to fight Billy Joe at 168. He said no. Triple G said no. Canelo said no. And he said with Eddie on an Instagram live that they sent 7 mil to Charlo and he said no. So he's willing to fight Derevyanchenko now.
But I think fans are getting tired of that narrative. Fighters are scared to fight me. I can't. It's just so many times you can hear that shit, and you be like, okay, all right, we get it. And then it's like, come on, bro. Like, you got to fight somebody now. I don't give a fuck who it is. Fight somebody serious. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
he's saying Derevyanchenko. You don't like Derevyanchenko?
That's a great fight, but I don't think he needs to go out and say that these fighters not fighting him anymore. I think he said that enough. I think he just need to go on his journey and do what he need to do and that stuff like that. But saying fighters don't want to fight you, I just think that's crazy, man. Like, fighters fight. Period. They put their whole life on it. So to say that other fighters don't want to fight them because they scared. The last fight I seen with Andre, that shit looked crazy. Like, he was fucking throwing from the fucking, he was throwing Deontay Wilder windmills. Like, it was looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So to go against the Canelo with Charlo, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure how that's going to look because of his opposition. So it'd be crazy.
Yo, I agree. That Luke Keeler fight was cray. Harlem Getty, talk to me.
My man Getty, what up?
Y'all hear me?
Loud, clear. How you living?
Oh, that's good, man. Everything is blessed, man. Everything is blessed. How y'all living?
We good. Thank goodness.
We're good. Thank you. Thankfully.
No doubt, man. Yeah. I'm gonna just go down that list, man. Of the topics, because we got some breaking news from Greatness Promotions. So,
Greatness got his own joint.
Yeah, we definitely got it, man. So stop my time when necessary. Tank Davis with Mayweather, you know, if they work it out, they work it out. You feel what I'm saying? You know, that's just between them. They don't got really nothing to do with boxing in the ring. So I hope they figure it out. Fury with Andy Lee. I don't know if it's if the intentions are good, but one thing about it is he does he's just mentioning the aggressive part. That's just one of the few things that Wilder needs to bring with the adjustments. You got Andre. What's saying that Andre shouldn't be afraid? What's that issue about?
Andre saying fighters shouldn't be afraid to lose to him because, you know, it's just going to go down like you lost to a great.
Oh, so I mean, he's trying to get the fight going, man. I for one would like to see his style against Jermall Charlo, or you know, and I don't just think that he's you know, I think that he's one of like the good opponents for Jermall Charlo or for anyone else in that realm. You know, they got that, like I said before, they got that ability to shake things up in their divisions without the big fight of Canelo. They could be creating their own legacy, I think. The Porter, what's the Porter pulling back on the Crawford fight?
Yeah, he said he don't want that no more. He says, you know, they were different networks. It just basically he's saying it ain't gonna make sense, and until he get greenlit from his broadcaster Fox, it's a no go.
That's too bad, man. That's too bad. I was definitely hoping to see their styles match up, but if not, it is what it is. And now, so with the breaking news, man, I know Mario isn't there, but Cash, man, you didn't win. I played the playback. I did my own votings, and according to our cards, you know what I'm saying, the score is 10-9 greatness. You know, so everybody got that opportunity to play the playback. They could listen to the callers and all that. But Cash, I'm still gonna see you this Saturday. It's still a trilogy, but we going in there 2-0.
Okay, that's
Mario.
a good
Mario's
feeling.
on the line. So you saying Mario? Oh, he ain't on the line. I can't even go to him. So you saying Mario pencil whooped you in the voting?
No. I ain't gonna throw Mario under the bus like that. I don't know what it was. I just know that.
But you saying it was a misvote?
The count was 10-9,
the count was wrong.
Yeah, the count was wrong. Now, I'm not gonna say he did it out of bad intentions, like you alluding to. I'm not gonna say that.
Okay, that sounds good.
That
I
means
mean,
you
that
got
sounds like a
real correct.
controversial win for me. So you gonna beat me easy. That sounds like then.
Ooh.
You know.
Ooh, Cash, he trying to take some
It
lust
was
off.
called. It was called a tight fight.
Yo, he trying to take
that.
some lust off your win, Cash. He trying to take some lust off the win.
It wasn't a tight fight. It wasn't a tight fight.
The
It wasn't
people
a tight
spoke.
fight.
If it was 10-9 Cash or 10-9 greatness,
People
it was
said
tight.
you lost. The people said you lost.
I just
the people
hope
said you got better from
greatness.
last week.
I just hope greatness have good internet come Saturday, cause even right now, you know, you ain't signing too good, champ.
You started off good. You better find that spot and come back like that on Saturday.
Y'all hear me better now?
I mean, you know, it's whenever it happens that it's
All right,
happening.
well, all right, it is what it is. But just know, casual, when you go to sleep, you still pursuing greatness. Remember that. You know people's champ.
I know. So I beat you. So how can I not be great? So what you talking about?
Nah, your man's misspoke. Your man's misspoke. That's all. Your man's
Allegedly,
misspoke. Callers don't lie.
allegedly.
I mean, play.
I'm saying, yo. Only thing, like, I don't even know. I never seen nobody get a win and then get overturned in boxing unless it was like, you know, a dirty urine and you get a no contest. Like, a win is a win is a win once it's in box rec. Super chat from Eric Cruz in Texas. What up, Eric? Man, I wish I could travel. I need some ribs. TBV, hope everyone is good. Even you, Enrique. What up, Mitty? Damn, he want that Border Wars fight. Eric Cruz.
Oh, Eric Cruz. Okay.
He been trying to get that Border Wars fight for a while. Yo, Danny, Alabama, talk to me.
Hey, all I got to say is when it comes to Tank Davis, he needs to stay away from the potatoes.
I hear you, man. You know, it's funny.
Look at Doomie laughing.
It's funny. It's funny.
I love them taters.
It's funny he even brings that up, man, because that's what Stone Bone brought up. Tank and you know, the I guess representation about him missing weight. That's why I said, man, you know, if you a fighter, invest in a camera crew, man. Invest in a camera crew, have them follow you around. Broner was ahead of the curve with that, you know what I mean? And that's why he's so popular. That's why he demands the checks that he gets. But Tank had a camera crew for that Atlanta fight, you know, and you can hear the conversation between him and Richardson Hitchens in the car on the way back. And Richardson's like, "Yo, what's up, bro? I thought you said you had it." He was like, "Bro, I thought I was good too." Like, you know, and like sometimes it's the scale in the room or, you know, something like that. But like, he really was looking to make weight and he was working. I mean, they showed him swimming and all that good stuff. So like, does that mean something? No, because they're only gonna show you the good. But I don't know. Hopefully the Mayweather Haney things, you know.
Light a fire under that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's probably it.
Focus Tank is a dangerous Tank.
Well, I mean, you know, you don't want to lose them super fights, man. You don't want to eat yourself out of the division like Broner. Broner was his best at 35. And once he couldn't make 35 is when he started to lose, you know, fights. You know? He jumped up too much, too high with guys too big. You know, if you could stay Yo, Ponce de Leon never went to welterweight. You know, he stood a little dude forever. Like, back in the day, people would just stay in their division. This whole jumping weight is something not new, because obviously there's legends that done it in the past, but I'm saying it's like it's becoming more common now in our generation. And, you know, gone are the days where people are remaining in their division and defending their title.
I was gonna say, I thought like the division upping your division, like moving up came from your body not being able to maintain, you know, it becoming a struggle to be 147.
Sometimes, but that's also discipline, because you could go like I don't know.
Sometimes look at Canelo. He went up.
What, how many weight
But it
classes?
looked natural too with Canelo.
How many weight classes did Hamed move up?
Who?
Prince Nassim Hamed.
Prince Nassim Hamed.
Yeah.
He looks
126, right?
He didn't move up many, right? This is what I'm saying. So like, at Ponce de Leon, people stay in their divisions. What's that Puerto Rican dude name? What's the Puerto Rican dude name? He legendary right now. He's right under Tito. Small dude. Calderon, I think, right?
I don't know.
Nah.
What, a current fighter or around that time?
Yeah, he's current, like 5 years ago, 7 years ago. He's short, tan, bald head, or low haircut. Come on, man. Y'all wow. He was a lower weight class guy. I'm shocked at y'all. Always talking about Ivan. There you go. Yo, I'm nasty, Calderon. I'm nasty. I told y'all, Ivan Calderon. He a Hall of Famer. Or at least a Puerto Rican Hall of Famer.
Wasn't he fighting around the time of Maromeo Paez?
I don't know, but all I'm saying is there's a lot of dudes that didn't move out of their weight. You know what I mean? So, if Broner would have never moved out, he probably would have still been a monster. And Tank better hope not to move out. Watching that video is like I said, he thought he was gonna make weight.
I'm gonna find that Tank on YouTube. I need to start watching that because I'm not.
Go to his Instagram and the direct link there. You ain't gotta search YouTube. I mean, direct link to his YouTube. Trey in the Bay, Boomerang.
Boomerang. Mitty.
What's up? I'm back. Hey, Mitty, the reason why I get mad when people label Sean Porter a gatekeeper, right? Sean Porter has done what we ask all fighters to do. Fight everybody in their prime without all that bullshit. Where you get the $50 million from and all that old weird shit. He can't kiss the ground we walk on and we across all the fucking excuses, man. Sean Porter has done it all. And the dude lose 3 fights and now he just some chump. I'm like, what do you want? You want him to tiptoe around everybody and not fight nobody? Or do you want him to fight everybody? If you fight everybody at the top in their prime, you bound to lose something, man. You bound to lose.
I hear you and I respect that. And, and that's coming from the angle of, like, thinking that I label him a chump. And that's getting, like, taking that word as disrespectful. I think we talked at length about. But you put a cape on Chisora, though. You put a cape on Chisora. I like Chisora. I respect Chisora in the same way, right? So
I guess that's all. That's all I was saying. That's why I hit you with the Euro bum. Like, I wonder if he like it if I call him that. I mean, we ain't never heard of that in your profile.
Of course not.
Yeah, I mean, is he a journeyman? Is he? So that's why I hit you with that. Hey, and to that nigga in the chat who had something to say, tell him I ain't gonna fight Mitty, but I'll knock his bitch out though. That's my call.
Oh man.
Water wars.
Mitty better keep his girl away. Jerome, talk to me.
Damn, wait. Yo, what y'all talking about, man?
Damn, you jumping on late. See, you need the schooling right now, bro. Let me see.
Gervonta Davis, man, and Floyd Mayweather, they breaking up in partnership or what?
Jerome, so yeah, man. I mean, you don't really know what we're talking about. So you want to say anything?
Gervonta Davis days with Mayweather could be numbered with a question mark.
Gotta unmute.
Andy Lee saying Wilder need to get more aggressive. That...
yo, go for it.
Nah, I don't got Gervonta Floyd. Nah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think they're building up that Ryan Garcia fight. I don't know, man. These guys out here doing all types of crazy shit, man.
Well,
what's the next question?
You think greatness in Enrique and Cash? No, you think greatness won over Cash? Who you voted for? Did you watch it?
Nah, man, I missed that joint, man.
Yeah, you need to tune in and be voted number 11 for Cash.
He was on Showbox.
Yo, the next question is, Andy Lee said Wilder needs to be more aggressive in the trilogy. You think that's good advice or setup?
I don't know. Is Andy Lee beefing with Tyson Fury?
Nah, they friends. They cousins.
That's so. Are they cousins?
Yeah.
Yo, y'all think that's good advice?
We asking you.
No, I don't think that's good advice.
It sounds like you think that Wilder shouldn't be aggressive.
Man, I think Wilder should be Wilder. It'd be good. He'll get it in.
All right. Andrade frustrated saying scary fighters at Dazn don't want to fight him. Everybody saying no to him, so he's willing to fight Derevyanchenko.
Man, he need that fight. Because if he retired today, man, he not even going in the Hall of Fame, man. Let's be real. If Charlo retired today, he not going in the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of cats that, you know what I mean, they got some steam, but they're not going in the Hall of Fame, so they got to fight each other. Now, look, Andrade got to get it popping, man. He on some 2020 can't be uneventful. He got to take advantage of this.
Walter's retired off that Vasil fight. He probably going to the Jamaican Hall of Fame.
Where that came from? Where that come from?
Now I see somebody in the chat say Walter. I'm like, what? Walter's?
Oh.
He going to Jamaican Hall of Fame. He ain't going to Hall of Fame around here, man.
He probably got the key to the country in Jamaica.
Yeah. I mean, after he beat Donaire, but once he lost to Vasil like that, on a stool like that, they probably came and took the key.
Move out the way.
They like, yo, you sat down? Man, give me the key back.
Give that key back.
You know, everybody know it's boxing. You go out on your shield.
Hold on. This ain't tropical Atlanta. Come on, man.
Tropical Atlanta. Yo, you know what's sad?
What's sad?
That I ain't even, man. Whatever. 2 days from now, we got a boxing match in DR. What's up with that?
It's televised?
ESPN is televising it. You know they thirsty.
Oh, I'll watch it. I want to see what it looks like. Is it free ESPN or?
I mean, I'm
Who's
assuming.
fighting?
I'm Dominicans.
A guy named Pablo.
Yo, that's sad, right? Let me Google this. How a boxing show don't know what's going on?
Dang, how did we not have predictions on that, man? Come on.
Yo, you want to predict this for real?
We could have been flagship Thursday official prediction and then do a whole review, on
predictions
Sunday.
on dudes we don't know.
Yeah,
that's
man.
hard, man.
Come on, that's guessing.
We would have Googled them, box racked them,
Let me see, where is
YouTube
that?
them.
Where is that? Is it on the first page? Where is that?
We got new callers on that.
New callers. Wow. Yo, where is that? I don't see it on the main page of ESPN no more.
That shit ain't happening, man. That was a dream you had.
You crazy, man. Let me go to schedule, man. You bugging, bro. I'm telling you. Pound for pound rankings, boxing schedule. Here we go, yo. So what?
Dominican show canceled according to Carlito.
Yeah.
What?
Carlito is saying it's cancelled.
Man, he lying, man.
Yeah, he all on the other side. UK.
Carlito's in the UK, right?
Yeah.
I was on mute the whole time, but I was reading to you guys. The Dominican Republic government calls off 6-fight boxing card.
What?
Oh, the government. The government.
The Dominican Republic government called off a boxing card scheduled for Saturday night at the Coliseo Carlos Tio Cruz in Santo Domingo.
And the
6-fight event was to have taken place without fans in attendance. Efforts to reach promoter Schwan Boxing were unsuccessful. Sports Minister Danilo Diaz said Thursday that the card was suspended because it was not in line with the health protocol the Dominican government had implemented related to the coronavirus pandemic. In a news release, the Dominican government said it had suspended all sporting events until Wednesday, and the approval of the sports ministry was needed to organize any professional sporting event. So there was no immediate word on whether this card, which was to be headlined by a 10-round junior bantamweight bout between Norberto Jimenez and Eliezer Aquino, will be rescheduled. So it's going to be rescheduled. The venue had already been fully disinfected, And on fight night, everyone who would enter the building would have had their temperatures taken, in addition to wearing masks and surgical gloves. The WBA, which was overseeing the event's testing protocol for the coronavirus, announced Wednesday that no one would be present on Saturday had tested positive. So nobody tested positive.
Damn, bro, they robbed us.
The minister didn't get his envelope. That's why.
Hey! A total of 45 quick tests were held for fighters, trainers, corner personnel, judges, referees, round girls, announcer, promoters, and all those who will be on the premises on Saturday night.
They were going all out. That's why they were going all out.
The WBA announcement said, this Wednesday night, all the fighters and their teams were transported individually to the concentration hotel after confirming there is not a single positive case among them.
Damn, bro, they played us. They was following all the protocol, too. That's crazy.
Yo, but Shakur Stevenson fighting June 9th
6th.
still, right?
June 9th, yeah. But we got June 6th in Mexico with
you froze up?
Navarrete. I can't remember his first name. Emmanuel?
Navarrete sounds like a pocket knife to me.
Nah, he's a Mexican. Mode. He's a Mexican. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? He's a Mexican.
Mama Juana cures Corona.
All right, so where we at? We
out. Wrap it up.
Out.
It's a
we
wrap.
Out, man. Greatness. I got you. You know.
Yo, me and Marioski gonna be hosting, or I think what was it that we're playing a part in this week's battle bar rap or boxing bar rap battle?
I thought it was June 6th, but okay.
Oh, I thought somebody was going in this weekend.
I guess so. You know,
you gotta holler at you with East Coast Promotions, right, man?
Yeah.
Nice. You gotta holler at the top dog, man, and see what's going on, champion. I got my bout set for the 6th. They had some contenders that want to, get at me or whatnot. But
so what's going on Saturday? We talking about that off air or?
Yeah, Mike Hatch. I don't know. Ness Heyman got me. I'm good.
Yeah, Ness. I think there's Boston Jared on the chat saying you missed him. I don't know if he's on the line somewhere. Or...
Boston Jared.
Ain't no Boston Jared's on any lines. You missed me where? What, with a super chat, Boston? Because you haven't pressed 1, and everybody on the line there, that's King Born, but I mean, and that's Lids Low.
Shout out to Marcus.
So I don't see you, bro. But maybe a super chat. Let me double check that.
Shout out to Hugo. Shout out to Nixon, Carlito, George, Mantra, Demon. It's Gregory, Damishana, Radley.
Yeah, Boston
Kelly.
is pressing 1 now, Ness. He pressing 1 now.
Isn't there like a cutoff on on Block Talk or something? After a while, you can't press 1 or something?
Yeah. Like, he's not on the line, bro. He's probably trying to call in. He says, I'm pressing 1 where? Like, I mean,
he's pressing 1911.
He called to another show.
Mitty, to call the police in the UK, you dial 911. What do you dial?
Hello?
I don't know. I don't call the police, man. I
don't know.
Hello? 999 or something.
Hello? Is this Boston? Hello? See, that ain't him, man. He ain't here. He called in late or something. Let's be out. Next GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one.
Yeah, TVV_casual fan. That's my Twitter, and that is my YouTube channel. Boxing Fan Apparel is my boutique. BoxingFanApparel.com, that is. And that link that I was putting in the chat, man, that's for my Crawford shirt versus Spence. Holla at me, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Getty, my mans. He thinks I lost, but okay. Let's do it again.
Gonna have to do it again, champ. Catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ. Same handle on TikTok and Twitter, AlexLinusTBV. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. You know that you won't know we going live unless you hit it. It's a quick click on that icon. You're gonna see us tomorrow in the morning. You bet your last dollar on that one. And we're glad to have Coach Mitty. For real.
Yeah.
Across the pond, UK status.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. And I'm Coach Mide, Coach Mide on IG, and nice to be on here with you guys. And on to the next one.
All right.
Crazy Andy Lee is topic, man. I found Andy Lee footage and Peter Quillen, and I was just about to post it. So Boxing Fan Apparel is my Patreon page. Patreon.com/Boxing Fan Apparel.
Yo, and Enrique will be done with the prototype this weekend. He already got it.
I don't think you should show them though. I don't think. Not yet.
I ain't showing them till I see it myself. First of all.
Well, what fighter we chose? You gonna tell them that?
We ain't telling that. We ain't telling that. Nothing.
Damn,
everything. But yeah, that's so we should see something like what, Monday you talking?
Yeah, about Monday.
About Monday.
Tuesday.
About Monday. All right, so we out. Catch us on the next one tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We have Elvis Rodriguez on. We were rescheduling Phil, and I just had to text Phil. Ooh, I ain't never send it. Let me send this.
Mr. 704 had control of the room all night.
Yo, pew pew pew, sniper gang. Hey,
yeah,
listen,
man, we out.
We ouchie.
Bye.